Ta-dang! Okay, go we went all the way to the top there. And it's up here. Well, sorry I'm late, first of all. I had in real life things, life things that I had to deal with before getting on tonight, but here we are. Here we are, back in Miser's chapter. I wasn't sure if this was where we left off. I guess I really did just leave off halfway through a thought last time. I don't know, it's been a week since then. I'm not accessing that memory that quickly right now. But we're back in Cafe Enchante tonight. We're continuing down Miser's route. I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it tonight or not, but we shall see. I can't go too terribly late tonight because I do need to get up for stuff tomorrow. So we will do our best to try to get through it tonight and go through and see what's going on. I don't know what's going on most of the time. This game is, what's the word? This particular route, everything seems to be crumbling at the moment, so we shall see how it ends, and hopefully I don't get a bad end, but I've been pretty good about that. I'm not sure if this game is just idiot-proof or what, or if I'm just making good decisions, but I seem to be doing pretty good so far. So let's see here. Okay. So last we left off, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Eel just got stolen. He just got kidnapped. Yep, they stole him back. So yeah, he got kidnapped. I can't remember too much further than that, but things are not going good right now. Everything seems to be going to shit. So I will start reading now. I do apologize too. I'm halfway through my dinner, so I might stop to eat every once in a while too. Eating is important. Eating is important. I entered the gate room as Il urged me to, but huh? Inside the room, it's just the gate standing alone by itself. There's nobody here? I looked around and behind it, but there's no sign of anyone. I checked the plate in the end, but it's still unchanged, set to closed. Could Il have been half asleep? Oh man, we don't even realize he's been stolen. See, I totally forgotten where we were technically. Now that I think about it, Il hasn't slept for several days to guard me. Maybe his fatigue finally showed itself today. In that case, next time Constant Ignis comes back, we should let him rest. Thinking this, I go to leave the room. Is that a door creaking noise? There's a sound at my back. I wonder what it is and turn around towards the gate. As though flung, the plate flips over to open. What? Then the doorbell drops its light tone in the dimly lit room. Hey!
やっと
Welcome back.
やっと会えた
Miser. What came leaping out from it was the man I've been waiting to see. The hands he extends. I'm captured in his arms without any time to be surprised. Then, as though being embraced, I'm pulled in by him to the other side of the gate. Miser! What are you doing? What is going on? I was this close to the end of the chapter. Are you kidding me? The first thing I felt was wind on my cheek. Parched, dry air that stings my throat with each breath. The peculiar rough wind shakes me awake. I slowly open my eyes. When I get up, what I saw in my field of vision is changing shape with each stroke in the wind. An ashy land stretching far into the horizon. This place is... I get a sense of deja vu. The ground where I lay collapsed until now. When I slowly open my... Oh, wait. Was that not Miser? That might not have been Miser, if I remember correctly. Right, yeah, Miser. Right, that's not Miser. No, what's going on here? There's so much going on here. I'm slowly remembering we're pulling these from secondary storage. When I slowly opened my hand that had been touching it. Ash-colored sand. No. ash? What was in my palm blows away in the wind, indistinguishable from the other ash. I recognize this world, and this ash stretching over the surface. Those two words in my still heavy head tell me of one possibility. Could this place be...
琴音
You're not Miser, though. You're not Miser. Cutting through the lonely world is a voice filled with joy. When I turn towards it... Again with this! I was embraced in someone's body. In someone's... I was embraced in someone's body. Alright. And embraced from right in front, that reminds me of a certain encounter one day. The sensation of his chest and arms wrapping my body remains in my memory. But the strength behind it was greater back then. I sense a strong will of never wanting to let me go. You're not Miser. It's a little suffocating, so I raised my head and...
本当に君なんだね
It's not Miser. You're not Miser. I know you aren't Miser. As I thought, the one embracing me was the one who promised to return to Enchante. Miser, who had returned to his usual form. Still embracing me, he placed his eyes right on me.
よかった本当によかったもしこのまま君が目覚めなかったらどうしようかと思った会いたかったよ俺はここでずっと君を待ってたんだ気が遠くなるぐらいずっと
I know, I'm glad to see you too, but you're not actually Miser.
まずは何から話そうか君とは話したいことがたくさんあるんだ
Still embracing me, he doesn't stop talking. Miser? Of course, I'm very happy to see you too, but this is a little painful. Could you relax your grip a little?
ごめん力加減がまだわからなくて
Miser apologizes and reluctantly lets go of my body. With a little distance, I finally have room to look over his body. But if you're here, that means this place is...
そうここが俺の世界いきなり引き込まれて驚いた君に会えた嬉しさで
That sounds something Miser would say. Miser would never want me to come to his home world. Like the first time we met. Sometimes you act purely on emotion, don't you, Miser? But, Miser, what about that form? If I recall, Miser would return to his true form when he's in his world, right?
ああどうしても君に会いたくてちょっと頑張ってみたんだ
I wouldn't suddenly turn you to ash, he says with a smile. I see. The save point. The save point. Did you push yourself? I'm happy too. If you push yourself would be concerned, so I think I'm gonna go with that one. I'm happy to feels a little superficial, kind of. I want to say, did you push yourself? Miser, are you pushing yourself?
無理って
Well, we talked about it before. I thought it was really hard to restrain your power. Keeping that form in this world, I thought you might be pushing yourself. I'm a little worried. Miser?
ああ大丈夫そう大丈夫だ僕が苦しみなんてものを
Yeah, you're not Miser. Absolutely not. You're not. I still It seems like he was too happy and pulled me in here before he even entered Enchante, but still. It's been a while. Seeing each other face to face like this.
そうだね。俺からすれば数千年って感じだ
Yeah,
け
you
ど、
would say that, wouldn't you? Whoever you are, stealing miser. That's a really long time. As though interrupting our conversation, the ashen wind grazes my skin. Upon seeing it, Miser makes a troubled frown, but he quickly regains his mood.
さて、君が来てくれたことだし、改めて紹介しようかな。
I suppose so.
ようこそ、俺の世界へ。
Miser would not do this. Miser would not do this. Miser spreads both hands and introduces the wasteland he lives in.
これが俺のミシェル・アレックスが生きる本当の世界。もともと名前なんてない場所なんだけど、一応こう呼ばれてるんだ。終わりの世界。
Oh gosh. The world of end times. It has a really sad sound to it. But it's all a wasteland. It's composed of only ash. I'm sure no matter how far I walked, there wouldn't be any things of nature or buildings like in other worlds. As the name suggests, it's as though all of civilization has gone to ruin. This place has met its end. It's the world Miser This place that has met its end is the world Miser lived in this whole time. However, Miser himself doesn't seem to mind. In fact,
それじゃあ素敵なお客さんに今からこの世界を案内してあげようか。
you're not Miser. This is so out of character. This is so out of character. Katone, come on, pick up on this. Like, you should know at this point. You should know. In fact, he seemed to be happy from the bottom of his heart that he brought me here.
さあ、ことね。お手をどうぞ。
Huh? He gently extends a hand to me. As I'm a little confused about why he extends it to me, Miser suddenly smiles.
まあ、ありえないことなんだけど、うっかりはぐれないようにさ。
Why is this the
手を
first
つないだ方が安全かなって。
I don't know why. Maybe I subconsciously realized it, but why is this like the first time that I realized that he has a little thingy? He has a little tooth. A little toothy thingy.
俺と手をつなぐのは、いや。
No, why is this a choice? Why is this a choice? Oh my gosh, here, let me say this here. Say this here real quick. Give me just a second. Okay, why is I don't know what to choose. I don't mind it, but I'm actually happy. I think I don't mind it, but I believe it's going to be our answer because you're off, dude. His little eyes peek through. Peeping at me like that. I don't trust you. There's something off about you, and I hope Kotone sees it too. I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Just do it. I'm going to go with I don't mind. I made the save, right? Hold on. I made the save, right? Yes, I did make the save. I don't mind it, but I don't mind it, but I'm a little surprised. You know, you explained before, right? That you had that ashen power? I'm sure it's fine because you're in your usual form now, but that just happened in the demon world, Miser. I thought you might have been concerned about getting near me or other people. That's what it seemed like. So, for you to offer your hand to me, it's just a little surprising.
まさか君に触れることに戸惑いなんか覚えるわけないじゃない。
You sure you wouldn't be worried about that? Really? He declares it without hesitation. I'm a little taken aback. Did our reunion before blow away all of his hesitation? No! No, it's Saskatone. Start thinking that. Be suspicious of this man's. Be suspicious of this man's. Don't trust him. Do not trust him, Kotone. But, Meister, I'm thankful you want to guide me around this world, but is it okay if we don't return to Enchante? My chair creaking? I'm not even like moving. What's that creaking noise? What is that creaking noise? I don't even know. When I ask, Meister blinks his eyes in surprise.
どうして？
You said you wanted to go back to Enchante? Huh? He tilts his head, like his heart's confused. That's a new sprite, I think. I don't know if I've ever seen that like point blank expression on him. What do you mean, why? You know, that night, you promised to come back to Enchante.
ああ、それ
I did. I stuck my hand in and stole you into my world.
君がここに来てくれたならわざわざあそこへ行く必要なんてないよ。
Squinting at you.
大事なのは君と俺が触れ合うってことでしょ。
What is this? Pick up on it, Kotode. Pick up on it. Yes, pick up on how sus he is. Considering Miser's words and attitude, something feels very out of place. When I try to think about what it is, I can't quite put it into words.
それよりも早く行こう。俺の手
Oh,
を取
what
っ
a
て
phrase.
俺に触れて。
At least there's context to it, but what an end to that. What an end to that thought. Without waiting for my response, he forcefully grabs my hand. Why? Really? Why? He stops cold at my question. Why? When you speak of Enchante, why is it as though it's only a second thought? Back then,
話すよ、全部。俺のことも、この世界のことも。アンシャンテのドアベルをもう一度鳴らした時に、
because he's not Miser.
今度は全部を包み隠さず、温かくて優しい。君が迎えてくれるカウンターで。
You're not doing a very good impression of Miser, whatever your name is. Wataru Hatano character. You said it so longingly, so earnestly. You wanted to come to Enchante. You wanted to sit at that counter. You wanted to see me at Enchante. That's what you said, and yet... That's right. This is what felt so out of place. More than anyone, Miser cherished the days he spent at Enchante. To abandon a reunion at that shop and take the trouble of bringing me into his own world by force. How can I put it? Right now, you seem like a different person. Oh, this dangerous, Kotone! You can't get back! You're in a wasteland with one other person that you don't even know. You can't get back. I told you to be suspicious, but maybe I should have rephrased it. Be smartly suspicious. I saw this. I saw this? I think it meant to say I say this with such a oh my gosh, with such confusion in my voice. Well, time to seal you away and lock you up. Can't let you go back now. Gosh darn it, Katone. The expression drops from Miser's face. It's not an expression I've ever seen in him. There's no mistaking it.
どうしてそんなひどいことを言うの？
'Cause you're not Miser! He stomps in the ash towards me.
僕はミシェルだよ。
ミシェルだよ。No, you're not.
君がずっと恋しがってくれたミシェル・アレックスだ。
No, you're not.
だってほら 顔も声も
Your
体も
soul is not the same.
端
I
から
can feel
端
it.
まで全部だからほら
Gosh, for Yandere. No! Why does the Wataru Hatano character have to be bad in Yandere?
こっちにおいで。
That's not my voice! A chill runs up my back, heeding the warning of the shiver. I turn my back to the unknown young man and begin to run as fast as I can. Yes, smart Kotone! You probably should have said it out loud to begin with, but at least you're making good choices now. This person. It's not Miser. Confident of this terrible fact, I escape without any destination in mind. With no destination, I simply run through an endless wasteland to escape from that. Someone who had taken Miser's form. I thought the gate would be somewhere nearby, but it seems I was carried very far during the time I was unconscious, and I can find no trace of it. Even still, I don't know if that would be the smartest thing. Even if you knew where it was, I don't know if that'd be the smartest thing to go to, purely for the fact that he would know that you would be going towards there if you knew it. You know? You could be ambushed there, because he obviously knows this world much better than you do. I run and run, but the scenery just repeats itself. The rough ash slips between my fatigued legs. I nearly tumble over a force, but I manage to control it. However, I need to run faster. The young man will catch up otherwise. Driven by impatience, I try to take the next step. I can't. Oh, there. Huh? What is this? Murky blood drips from my mouth. My mouth? The red color melts into the ash. What is happening? The moment it enters my side, I'm suddenly assaulted by suffocation. No, it's more than that. It hurts. My hands shake. My vision blurs. Blood and oxygen. I feel everything in my body, as if it's hurting me from the inside. I can't endure it. This is abnormality. This agony happening in my own body. I collapse to my knees in the ashen land. Behind me I hear. Oh gosh.
ほら、捕まえた。
No. I. A body with no warmth engulfs me. The body is no longer Miser's. It was the young man beyond the fissure. You're... The first time I went to another world, when I passed through the gates of Medio. A voice calling me from somewhere. When I was thrown out onto Amasaki Island. The interference. What drew me into the gate. That mysterious voice. Thinking back to that harsh noise. Hidden behind it, a voice. Don't tell me that voice. It was... With it whispered in my ear like this, I finally realized.
そう、そうだよ。どれも全部僕の声なんだ。はあ、やっぱり君には聞こえてたんだね。
I'm so excited to see you, Wataru Hatano, but at the same time I'm not.
僕はこうして君とずっと言葉を交わしたかった。気が遠くなるぐらいに君を待って求めていたんだ。ずっとずっと君のことを思わなかった時間はなかったよ。
The young man embraces my body, entirely stricken with pain, even more force.
やっと君に触れられる。やっと君と話ができる。はあ、嬉しいな。諦めずに何度も手を伸ばした甲斐があった。
This man, what is he talking about? As he breathes sighs of joy over me, my body is in pain and my vision blurs. A feeling of nausea rises. I'm not making coughing noises. Just as I cough up blood, yet again.
琴音から離れろ。
Miser! Purple lightning approaches the young man. During the slight moment when the young man's eyes go wide, I put all my strength into my arms and shove his body away from mine. Using that force, I turn to where the lightning came from. Miser! All that fills my vision is ash, but in a small gap I see a dark figure. This time, on that night.
琴音。
Miser, it's actually you! The one who promised to ring the Enchante doorbell was here. Miser! My breathing pains me, and as I collapse to my knees, he rushes to me and catches me just in time. But the face of my support Miser is twisted in fatigue and anguish.
どうして君がここにいるかは。
I got kidnapped again!
それよりも今は
That
一
bastard
刻も早く
kidnapped me.
人間界に戻るつもり？ダメだよ、そんなの。
I just realized he doesn't have a shirt on. My gosh. Miser and the young man. Perhaps because this is their first time meeting face to face. Miser looks shocked when he sees his face.
驚いたな。本当に俺と同じ顔ってわけか。
It's your 2P version, Miser.
その皆、そんなにも呪わしいなら、僕に送れよ、ミシェル。君の力とその姿は、あの時、丸ごともらったと、そう思っていたのに、まだその姿を保っている上に、弱いとはいえ、
The power of determination. He's filled with
Mahou
determination.
しぶとさだけには自信
In
があ
my
ってね。
tenacity.
まあ、君が俺の力そのものを奪ったおかげで、こうしてこの世界でも異形に戻らずに済んでるのは。
Oops, sorry, I cut you off, Miser. Miser holds me up like he's shielding me and glares intensely at the young man. While watching the man state to run at any moment, he slowly backs away.
君は何者だ。魔界で
I'm
俺に
you,
干渉してきた
but the
健闘
sides
に
of the parts of your soul that you deny.
ここに俺以外の命が存在するはずができるわけがないのに。ましてや触れただけで俺の力を奪うなんて、そんなとんでも
Or
ない
is it gonna be
君と
like, I'm your long lost twin
誰
that's
なんだ
never been recognized?
君は。
Miser asks questions that try to create an opening, and the man. You must really think this is hilarious.
おかしい。それを君が聞くのかい？他でもない君が。君は僕のことをずっとずっとずっとずっ
You've known me
と
since distance past.
はるか昔から知っていたはずなのに、僕は君にとってたった一人の同郷の仲間なんだから。
The homeland. The moment he hears those words, Miser's face goes stiff. However, that word again, where you this game likes the word however. He uses the young man's opening.
琴音、どうにか頑張って落ちないように捕まってて。
Oh man, we're starting on 2 now. It's gonna be a great night, y'all. Miser, prioritizing the escape, holds on to me and runs at full speed. The young man doesn't rush, and intently sees us off, without moving a step from that spot. Simply smiling. You can't run away. You can't escape me. As Miser walks while holding me. Oh no. Much like me, fresh blood also spills from his mouth. I try to call to him, but my legs hurt, like they're burning. My blood torments me, like it's poison. Miser desperately protects me with the robe he's wearing. Miser. Between my hoarse breaths, I try to call his name.
喋らないで。
A voice mixed with worry prevents me.
詳しく話してる暇はないけど、この世界の大気は人体に有害なんだ。長時間さらされれば命を落とす。この姿の俺なら君を運べるから、ゲートまでもう少しだけ耐えて。
As if to mock his determination, smoke rises from the ash in front of us and... Ah!
スパルタイ。
More.
この世界の産物だとは思ってたけど、なんでこん
Because
な
it's
時
the
に
most inconvenient time, of course. The ones from before. The menace we saw on Amasaki Island. They swarm us all at once. The usual miser could crush all of them, with a single glare, but... He's not necessarily in tip-top shape at the moment. As he is right now, he can only smash the approaching spar toy one by one, and he doesn't seem able to fly. Still, while avoiding the spar toy, he continues running through the wasteland. Did he lose the spar toy? Or did they let us go? Despite them disappearing from sight, Miser's steps grow more and more dull. Hoarse breaths begin to wheeze from his throat. Will we both just die here? I hope not. It becomes injury, and with blood dripping down.
ことで頑張っ
The other game, not the other games, the other routes had moments where I was like, ah, no, Brennan. So hopefully this is just like,
ゲート
this is the questionable, not the questionable. I guess it's the point where it's just like high stakes, right? I hope it didn't pick a bad end. Using his own body as a shield, he strongly embraces me. Miser simply repeats in desperation.
大丈夫。心配しないで。君は必ずアンシャンテに戻れる。
Each time the storm blows fiercely, Miser holds me a little bit tighter. Miser. He says that, but I don't know if the Spartory that young man will catch up. Miser. If you carry me, he'll... If you go by yourself.
君を見捨てろって冗談じゃないね。
In my thinning consciousness, I try to call him once more, but... In this world that was empty until now, I realized a small change has occurred. As far as I can see, there are small hills at regular intervals. What are those? We don't have time to chat, I know that, but... To maintain my consciousness, I instinctively ask Miser.
あれは墓標だよ。
What?
不幸にもこの世界に迷い込んで死んでいった人たちのね。俺はその中のただ一人の生き残りで、かつては君と同じ人間界の
Hmm?
人間。
Miser walks on, speaking in a hoarse voice. He talks about his life, about a history long ago. I say that, but it's hazy to me too. I don't remember much about that time. The only things carved into my brain are memories barely remaining as knowledge. It goes back tens of thousands of years. Right. It's an era known to human descendants as Genesis. I'm sure to people now, will have the idea of stone tools and humans living as hunter-gatherers. The reality was nothing like that. The human world at the time had far more advanced technology than the modern day. Magic and science. All techniques were fused to extreme limits, creating an advanced civilization. In such an era, I was born as an ordinary human. However, by the time I reached adult age, I left my homeland, the human world. Oh. At the time, the human world knew of worlds outside of our own. We had observed the existence of them. All technology at the time was utilized to cross the boundary between worlds and develop means to move into them. The result of that was called an ark, a vehicle that could travel to other worlds. I was chosen as a human to ride an ark in search of new lands and other worlds. Why did we seek other worlds? Why did we need to leave the human world? The reason? I don't remember anymore. For the journey, loaded into the ark was a door, a gate that connects space-time to connect that world with the human world. Likely, if another world suitable for inhabitation was found, humans plan to use the gate to move to that new world. The gate that exists in other worlds, including the one in Enchante, were probably left for that purpose. However, among the many arks that departed, the ark I was riding, it suffered the worst luck. We were swallowed by a wave in space. Much like being cast away, what we reached was... The world I reached was... this world we call the world of end times. Appropriate to its name, the world bestows an ending upon all who visit. The atmosphere of this world is not something the human body endures very well. On the first day we arrived, about half the crew I came with died. After realizing the abnormality, we tried to flee, but there was nothing we could do. Naturally, I was no exception. The ash that entered the body stabs into it, causing one to vomit blood. The wind burns the skin of those exposed. The people around me suffered, and suffered, and suffered. In the end, their bodies would erode and become ash. They would die and become part of this world. Objects were also no exception. All things would arrive at the same fate. I watched it with vacant eyes, enduring the hellish agony myself too. Before I knew it, I was the only one left alive. Before long, like my friends, I too would perish and become ash. That's what I thought, but for some reason, only my body began to experience strange mutations. My body twisted. My bones stuck out. My skin hardened, the color changed. I no longer needed food nor drink. Perhaps absorbed from the dead, my body gained immense magical powers and began to grow into something enormous. Gambaru.
死なせてかくれ
Gambaru. I'm just gonna click through it. No, don't shout, please. Don't shout and peek everything. It was a suffering that made me crave death, yet the transformation's torture didn't stop. It took several hundred years to end. Oh my gosh, Miser! No, several hundred years! Then, all that remained was his body, reduced to a grotesque form. After that, learning to move around decently took another few hundred years. And finally, I began to realize I was going to be truly and utterly alone. Even the giant ark that we rode and carried us here. Even the gate that traveled to and from our original world. During that long time I was suffering, had all been buried in ash and had vanished. I was at a loss for words of the things he had told me as he continued walking. Then, Miser, that form.
そう。多分、環境への適応。
Oh, what is it? That Bear Grylls meme? Improvise something adapt? Something improvise adapt? Miser took it. Miser took it and was like, I will live. I will live here. His soul could not give up.
俺の体だけがこの死の世界で生き抜くための変化、あるいは進化を起こして、あんな滅びをまき散らす異形の姿になる形で生き残ってしまったんだ。
After enduring hell for hundreds of years as his body changed, when it was finally over, his human form was traded for this one, grotesque and with the power of ruin. And after all that, for tens of thousands of years, he lived in this lonely world. I can't even imagine what kind of hell that must have been. But the world eating away at me now is more evidence of it than anything. I had shed tears before I knew it, and Meister wiped them away with a finger.
これはもう過ぎ去った過去でただの事実。
It's still sad.
起きてしまったこと。
Let me feel sorrowful for you.
けどね。
Meister smiles. I didn't think this world would make me suffer once again. With a beautiful, sweet smile.
こんな俺の人生にも救いはあった。手をね、差し伸べてくれた人がいたんだ。
I had taken grotesque form, but at first I wasn't discouraged. The Ark and the Gate, they might have remained somewhere in this world. Especially the Gate. It wasn't something that could be destroyed physically. So, if I searched the world thoroughly, I might find it somewhere. I might be able to return to the human world. Simply, I wanted to escape this world of end times and return to my homeland. I wandered, searching this barren wasteland for tens, hundreds, thousands of years. Despite searching for so long, I couldn't find a single clue. Okay. If they had the gate, right? The Ark, transported in this world of death and dying, right? If half of them died the first day, wouldn't logic dictate, oh my gosh, no matter where this gate connects, we should go through the gate? Just saying, but maybe that's a little too logical. Maybe that's a little too much logic thinking there. I don't know. Maybe just me. Or maybe after everyone died, Miser's like, I'm suffering. Would you stray that far from the Ark to begin with that had the gate on it? I don't know. Just maybe me. Maybe me. Maybe I'm thinking too logically here. Maybe I'm thinking too logically for a video game. My journey of thousands of years in vain. The moment my heart broke, I collapsed to my knees and screamed. I hope that's not a voice line. Okay, cool. I tried to take my own life, but the ash would immediately shut my wounds. With even death denied to me, I gave up on everything. I was prepared to live an eternity in solitude here in the world of end times. But even in this world of nothing, there was one thing that brought a change. It was rarely, once every few decades, a wormhole would open. I mean, I say that, but most of them closed instantly and were very fragile. But once in a while, from the wormholes from other worlds, life forms would fall. That's right. Aside from myself, this world bestows an end to visitors. Demon beasts from the beast world, fairies from the fairy world, demons from the demon world, angels falling from the heavenly world. and from many other worlds. At first, I thought I wouldn't be alone anymore. I ended up feeling happy. That joy was short-lived. Unlike me, there wasn't a single one suited to this world of end times. That's right. Everyone who fell in would die. Hello! Welcome in, GM. How are you tonight? Sorry, I didn't see exactly when that came up there. I hope that wasn't too long ago. I'm in it, focused on reading. Hi! I hope you're doing well tonight. Let's see here. That's right, everyone who fell in would die. In agony, they would turn to ash. Even if I tried to help, I turned life to ash simply by touching it. So there was almost nothing I could do. There was one thing, though. In regard to the countless lives that vanished with the passing of time, I could attend to them and listen. Help me, I don't want to die. I want to see my family. I want to go home. Why won't you help me? Repeatedly listening to such lamentations, I could only watch these countless lives die. I learned about the other worlds as I cared for them, and the power I stole from the dead afforded me the ability to wield magic. It's ironic. That really is all I can say. After they passed and became ash, I would make a grave, mostly for myself. All I did was watch my visitors die. For thousands, tens of thousands of years. Tens and hundreds of thousands of people. After becoming the Ashen Gravekeeper, that's what my life was. A life of Miser Rex. After starting that, I wonder how much time passed. One day, suddenly at the edge of a graveyard, a fist-sized fissure. Oh my gosh. At the edge of the graveyard, a fist-sized fissure of wormhole opened. It was really small, but it was my first time encountering a wormhole that didn't vanish in moments. At the time, due to tens of thousands of years in despair and solitude, I had lost the ability to think properly. I was taken in by the light leaking from it. Unconsciously, I was peeking inside. There, I found my salvation. There was a young human girl there. The girl could see me through the fissure and looked up with curiosity. Who are you? Oh, are you a friend of Grandpa's? She gave me a pure smile. An innocent face, not knowing a single trace of sorrow and despair of the world. I felt hateful. While I spent an eternity in this world, my heart eroding and tending to the dead, this girl, just thinking about her living so carefree, revived the negativity that had died in me. I'll kill her. As if to vent my anger, I eagerly reached my distorted hand to the fissure. When I did, just before, the girl ran out of my field of view. Well, that's only natural. With such a monster before her eyes, of course she would run away. More than failing to kill her, my heart was wounded upon realizing the reality again. However, I was wrong. Here, you can have this coffee. What? The girl came back, with a cup in her hands, saying this with a smile. Inside was something black. At the time, I didn't know the name of that beverage, but it was steaming. Your voice was really dry, so... You must be thirsty, right? I did my best to make this. That's right. The girl... Oh, no! Is this the best cup of coffee he's ever had? This girl, upon hearing my groans, while still a child, she was concerned about my lack of vitality, and took the trouble to bring a drink, to make coffee for me. Oh, it's a secret from Grandpa! Grandpa said I'm not supposed to use the hot water when he's gone. Also, if it isn't good, I'm sorry. How can I put it? This child talking to me like it was normal left me completely dumbfounded. Before I realized it, I had accepted it with a trembling hand and brought it to my warped mouth. That one cup of coffee. Hundreds or thousands. No. After how many tens of thousands of years? This warmth given to me from a living being. I couldn't stop my tears. Right at that moment, it would have been strange if the cup and girl turned to ash and vanished. It wouldn't have been strange if the cup and girl turned to ash and vanished. Why were the girl and the cup safe? Even now, I still don't know the reason. But that miracle, it made me happy. When my tears fell and soaked into the ashen land, the heartless wormhole began to close. I started to lose sight of the girl. I didn't know if it would reach her, but just before it closed, I called out to the girl. Thank you.
ありが
Oh,
今の
it's
俺には
voiced.
何もないけどいつか必ずもう一度君にこの
Oh, that's the cup too from that long ago.
言いに行くから絶対に絶
No longer able to walk by my own strength, I bury my face in Miser's chest as he supports me. That's...
だから頑張ったんだ。絶望から立ち上がってめげそうになった時もあれから大事に守ってきたコーヒーカップを心の支えにして歩いて歩いて歩き続けて地中深くに埋もれていた体を作り変える痛みにもう一度耐えながら力を抑える姿になる術もあの女の子へ言った
It's been a long time
約束
coming,
を果
hasn't
た
it?
すためにもう分かったかな。俺がコーヒーを好きな理由も一番好きなコーヒーの理由もその時俺にミシェル・アレックスにぬくもりを与え心を救ってくれ
Well, it
た
wouldn't
の
be
も
true and if it wasn't something as important as that, now would it be?
君だよことね。
Me?
俺がアンシャンテに来る前に
A chance
俺は
encounter.
もう君と
You
出
know,
会っ
I've
てた
totally
んだ
forgot
よ。
about my dinner even though it's sitting here right in front of my face. I should eat it. It's already cold. I should keep eating it.
ただ残念なことに俺がアンシャンテに行けるようになった頃もうすでに君は店を離れてたけどね。君の家に会いに行こうと思った時もあった。でもその度に思い
That would be
と思
kind
っ
of
た
weird.
君に会うならここがいい。君と出会った。
I see. That's why it was fate.
ん？せっかく時間があるならいろいろ話してみたくてさ。店を継ぐ継がないは別として俺は君のことを知りたいし君に俺のことを知ってほしい。
And why would you want to do that?
それはもちろん運命の出会いだからなんちゃってね。
You know, like you said back then.
あの時は正直
I'd
君
imagine.
にもう一度会えてかなり舞い上がってたから。でもそうだね、運命だと嬉しいな。
All according to Hitsuzen.
だから一緒に帰ろう。そんな運命を紡いでくれたあの温かな喫茶店に。
Yeah. When we go back again, I'll make coffee for you.
楽しみにしてる。そのためにも必ず助けるよ。今度は俺が君を救う番だ。
I'll use these powers for good to save you. Something like that, right? End the scene. Should take another bite of food. Or to start reading it. I'm gonna immediately have to start reading it on it. Yep. Miser continues crying out to me like this. For hours and hours. He walks and runs without a single break. Here's the gate. Bitch ass is gonna be here, bet. Bet.
着いたよ。
Bet money is gonna be here.
もう大丈夫だ。今開けるからね。すぐに。
So close. I wanna hope, but I know he's gonna come up and be like, you're not taking what's mine from me. And I'm gonna be like, who said I was yours? Miser continues to hold me up with one arm. He approaches the gate leading to the human world. I know! You! Gosh darn it! Wataru Hatano, why are you here? Hello! Yes, Miser Route today. I started Miser Route last week. So this is, I believe, chapter 4 we're in now. But yes, Miser Route. We've made it towards the end of the game now, and I'm excited. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to learn more about him. And now we got to meet the Wataru Hatano character that has no name, but this man's! Why does he have to be the villain? After fleeing for so long, after walking so far, there wasn't even a trace of him until now. Yet the young man appears like it's natural, in front of the gate, and blocking the way. As I expected. Because that's how the stories go. That would be the cliche way. We can't get back. We're gonna have hope. We taste our despair. We get a bit of hope, and it's gonna immediately crushed right as we see our hope. In the same moment of surprise, Miser makes space between us and him.
そんなバカな。どこから。
ずーっとそばにいたよ。
I'm still trying to place, like, what exactly he is.
君が彼女を抱きしめて自分の過去を語ってる時も僕はずっとその隣で話を聞いてた。
Is he just like, does he reside within Miser? Or is he within the ash? Or, I don't know.
意味だ。
Sky's the limits in this game. He could be any sort of non-human type of creature being.
ね、ミシェル・アレックス。
Hatano.
君が箱舟に乗るきっかけになったとある事件。当時のその事件。大災害に名付けられた名を覚え。
Oops, cut him off.
そう覚えてないんだね。
I'm trying to think. I don't know, because they kind of just like piecemealed stuff together, but if he's back from Genesis, that would have been the reason why the arc was necessary, at least in the Bible, was because I think it was just people in general, but specifically the Tower of Babel happened. No, it was not the Tower of Babel. Maybe the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel might have been part of it. Was it? Oh, was that in Genesis? I feel so bad. I can't remember now. How awful of me. Was it Genesis or was it later? I don't know. There was the reason why the arc needed to happen was because people were not listening to God and were being terrible people, and so it was a start fresh type of thing where God told Noah, build this ark, take your family, build this ark, and get 2 of every animal and load it aboard. So for 40 days and 40 nights, I will be flooding the earth. I'm trying to remember if there was a specific catalyst to it, or if Babel was later. So no, the consequence for Babel was they all started speaking in different tongues. That's what it was. So maybe it was after the flood. I don't know. I can't remember. I think it might have been after the flood.
けど英語に近い絶望で心も記憶も削り取られてたし仕方ないね。
That was also apparently like tens of thousands of years ago.
それなら教えてあげる。 大災害の名は人々と君が僕につけた
Oh, we don't know his name now?
この世界の名前はノア。それが僕の名前だよ。
Hmm.
僕、この世界、ノア。
Miser reacts like he doesn't understand, but the young man Noah ignores this.
さあ、質問には答えたよ。もういいでしょ。琴音を僕にちょうだい。
I don't know about that. As if he was coaxing, he holds out both hands, urging Miser to hand my body over. I'm just gonna die here, dude. You want me to just die here? Because he'll be like, oh, she'll be forever with me, even in ashes.
君は一度どころか二度も何度も彼女に救われたんだから、もう十分満足したでしょ。今度こそ僕に譲ってくれるよね。
Noah, like, be a good little boy, Miser, and share your girlfriend. Miser glares at Noah, and in the space between us and him, a light bursts like a flash grenade. Using that chance, Miser runs full speed towards the gate. Still holding on to me, he reaches his hand toward the doorknob. Yep,
ダメだ
gonna
よ。
cut. Yep, Damedane! No! Let us through! The flash doesn't work on Noah, and his arm is seized by him. That moment. What are you doing? The strength leaves Miser's body in moments. He had never given up until now, but this brought his knees down to the ash. I fell from his arms on the impact. The Genshin impact?
もう話したりしないよ。
Again?
琴音。
After I fell to the ground, I guess I did escape him earlier, so I guess it would be again. After I fell to the ground, Noah picked me up. He distanced himself from Miser. With no energy to resist, I'm simply carried away. However, perhaps thinking of something, Noah stops.
琴音。ここで少し待って。
Well, it's not like I can really do much, so I guess I'll stay here. Saying this, Noah gently puts me down, then... No, don't... No! No, leave him alone! I knew it's like, that smile on his face. You're like, hold on just a second, Kotone. No, leave him alone! He approaches Miser, who is on his knees, and is trying to stand back up. I get a bad feeling. It's more like a hunch, maybe. But I'm unable to speak. All I can do is watch this unfold in my waning field of vision.
彼女、元の世界に戻せ。
That's fine,
ないとこのままじゃ、
because even in death she'll be
彼
with
女
me
までこの世
forever.
界に殺される。
悲しいな。君はまだ僕という存在を理解してくれないんだね。僕は彼女にそんなひどいことをするつもりはないのに。
僕はまさか。
I'm not following.
ミシェ
enlighten
ル・
me.
アレックス。これ以上
Who said I
Kanjo,
wanted to be with you
Boxing Shinai.
anyhow, Noah? Huh? You've done nothing but cause strife in my life, so
君はもう異形の姿も滅びの力もない存在。無力で
ooh, that's nice
無
though.
価値な存在。
Let's go skedaddle back to the human world then.
君はあっちで幸せになればいい。
No, I'm coming with him. Where am I? Hold on. I've been emoted. I'm just looking at this now. My mom's not checking my eyebrows, is it? You know, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down because that usually means it's a bad sign. So I'll disappear for a second. But I will still be here. Haha. Usually that's a bad sign though. Whenever my eyebrows stop tracking, I know it's eventually gonna crash on me later. That's usually what happens. Oops. There we go. Eyebrows are tracking. Perfecto. Just what I wanted. Put that back over here. Okay. Noah, with the same face, gently places his hand on Miser's shoulder. With a kind smile, he thrusts his hand into Miser's chest. A large pool of blood stains the land from ash to a reddish black. Groaning in shock in Miser's chest, Noah's palm is still inside of it.
バイバイミシェル
Inside his body, something makes a crushing sound. Miser's body convulses violently once, then Noah removes his hand, dripping in red. A spray of blood rains down on the spot and he collapses. With not so much as a finger twitching. The only thing moving is the blood flowing outside of him. There's no sign of his wound closing. My voice goes hoarse at the horror. I gather all my strength to reach my hand toward him.
今までありがとうでも今の僕には琴音がいるから
I'm not yours.
もう
Miser!
君はいらないんだ
Noah grabs the collapsed body of Miser with one hand and throws him into the gate. Miser. I even had the strength to cry, but I call to him desperately as his figure leaves my view. Noah seems so deeply happy and picks me up once
こ
again.
れで二人きり
No, don't pull a Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Noah. Just Noah. It's just the two of us.
そう二人きりなんだ
Hey.
邪魔者はいないだから今度こそ僕を救ってくれるよね琴音僕の愛しい愛しい最愛の人
I was so excited to see Wataru Hatsuno on the cast list, and now I'm like, sir. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. A wormhole? What's going on? Chapter 5. This is a good opportunity to take a drink and eat something. And I wasted it. Remaining in my ears. The sound of ash blowing in the wind for thousands upon thousands of years. And someone desperately calling my name only to be silenced. The voice of someone I cherish. The first thing that leapt out at me was a ceiling of a familiar hue. This place. Enchante's empty room? Why am I in a place like this? I can't remember. My mind is a hazy fog. What was I doing? Up until now. Where? Question repeats several times. Intense pain pierces my chest. It resurrects my memories in an instant.
バイバイミシェル
He stole me. I recall the memories pouring out from my mind aren't from a dream. I stood up immediately.
そうだ俺は終わりの世界で琴音琴音
I'm not here. I called to her despite the pain in my throat, but I received no answer to my cry.
そんな の世界に
It couldn't be
Kanjo.
helped. You tried your
Oite.
best. I don't blame you. Today. What's the date? What time is it? She. How many hours have passed since she was taken into that world? No, that's wrong. I have time to think about things like that.
今すぐゲートに彼女を探しに行かないと。
My body was in anguish, but I spurred myself on and managed to get out of bed without falling to the ground. After rushing out of the room, I staggered down the stairs. Who found you, after all? Who found you and put you in the room is the question, too, because Eel got kidnapped. I suppose Canis or Ignis could have come back from their world, or if Karia came by, he could have been like, what the fuck? I nearly slipped several times, but I finally make it down to the shop. Unlike the usual scene, the owner... This is a lonely space without her. Standing in front of my objective, the room with the gate.
Yeah.
Ah, Rindo too! I'm so sorry! How could I forget about Rindo? Hey!
リンと丸2日君はピクリともしなくてね。さすがの僕も焦ったよ。
2 days. For 2 whole days, I left her in that world. Both despairing and impatient, I continue to walk
ど
forward.
こ行くつもりだい？
I'm going to Seikotone. The answer was clearly written in a panic on my... The answer was clearly written in the panic on my face. Blocking my path, he approaches me and speaks with a tender voice.
落ち着きなよ。僕のお手製でよければコーヒー入れてあげるからさ。それから互いに情報共有を。
Time is of the essence, Rindo. I'm in no mood for Rindo's interrogations. It feels like I'm in a feverish delusion. I only have one thing on my mind.
琴音を助けに行かないと。
I brush Rindo aside and head towards the gate, but he grabs my arm with ease with one hand.
君の焦りがわからないとは言わない。彼女の身が何より心配なのもわかる。けどね、少なくとも今の君にできることは何もないよ、ミシェル。離せ！邪魔！
Start shouting. I get it. I get it. Oh boy. My way. I try to shake off Rindo's hand as I scream my emotion, but my arm can't budge a thing. You've lost your powers. You're human again. A strange sensation. If I recall, even compared to Canis and everyone, I had more strength than this. Rindo's an ordinary human, yet he's easily restraining me. I shouldn't be this weak. After all, well, whatever I am, I'm a non-human.
いつもひょうひょうとしていた君がそんなに取り乱すなんてね。とにかく今は冷静になるんだ。そして状況を理解するんだね。
Rindo releases my arm as he gives me his advice. He urges me to look, and there, looking down at my own body. Human, yeah. The first thing that entered my view is my fingertips. They were round and lost their edge. The robe and clothing that usually adorns me, they've disappeared.
は？
I nervously touched around my ears and felt no indicator of my horns. Then I finally become aware of my body. Purely human again. Oh, he's lost the pink touch to him too. He's like a muted purple color now. No longer did I hold the form of the Demon King of Cafe Enchante. All that's left in this convalescence. This form of a frail, weak human.
なんだこれ。
Although not so unusual to see, as I utilized magic to imitate a human, much like the one I am now. But during the time I was unconscious, I couldn't have been able to do such a thing. I have a bad feeling. Right away I tried to gather magic power into my palm, and it didn't matter what kind. Just activate any sort of magic. There's no sign of magic, or even magic power collecting. You know, sitting back on it now where Kotone's like, well, explain the magic to me. And Eel's like, oh, well, it's like a series of calculations, very scientific and computer-like, you know? And the miser's like, well, don't think, just feel. It makes sense now, considering he's kind of just like taught himself everything. Oops. Ah, I hit the button. Gotta take a drink. But it makes a lot of sense
理
now.
解できたろ？君が寝てる間にね、アスモデウスにも見てもらったんだ。今の君の体は全ての魔力を失っているそうだ。
While
そ
we were
の
having
姿でいい。
dialogue together.
今の君は正真正銘ただのどこにでもいる普通の人間になったんだよ。
人間。
After so long.
俺が
Mhm.
今さら
After living tens of thousands of years in that grotesque form.
ミシェル・アレックス。
Horde.
これ以上彼女を独占しないでよ。
It's a bold way to say it.
君はもう異形の姿も滅びの力もない存在。無力で無価値な存在。君はあっちで幸せになればいい。これは僕からのバイバイミシェル。
Gosh darn it, what to do, how to know. The worst possible time to be a human, am I right? Right! Like, the worst possible time to be given this quote-unquote gift. What, I just took a bite of food? A chill shoots through my body, and I immediately place my hand on my chest, but I still feel a pulse. I realize then that this hasn't killed me.
すべての力を奪われた感覚。
From what I heard, I was covered in blood and completely naked. I was collapsed like I was dead in front of the gate. My horns, claws, robe, everything. It was all made from magic power. It was part of my non-human form. If it's all gone, that's all the evidence I need to know that now I'm completely powerless. It's true. I wanted to return to my humanity. Just a short time ago, the thought of being able to spend more time with Botone would have brought me to tears. However,
なんでこのタイミングで
because it's the most anguishing
無力な
moment
人間
too.
なんかに
And unfortunately, you're the true route, I'm gonna assume. At the very least, you're the locked route in a Tome game. So I'm sorry, Martsu, you gotta suffer a little bit. I'm so sorry. Now, at this time, losing the power I had, it was simply misery and nothing else. I stagger as I head toward the gate, and this time Rindo doesn't stop me. Yeah, that's right. Having power or not doesn't matter. As soon as possible, I need to go save Kotone. I promised after all.
今度は俺が君を救うって
Miser. Will it even open to the other world now? Oh. I go speechless, and before my eyes, the gate that should be closed clatters and shakes and leaks from the slight gap from another world, the wind of ruin. The room, exposed to that breath, is filled with gray smoke. As I stand there confounded, Rindo, eyes cast down, mutters behind me.
これはこのゲートに限ったことじゃない。今やすべてのホールや亀裂、
Oh right, the
人間
world's
界だけ
ending.
じゃ
I
ない。
forgot about this.
他の異世界のそのすべてが
A whole bunch of things are happening here. Am I winning? Not really. Not really. I've been kidnapped by Wataru Hatato. And he seems kind of yandere. And I'm living in a very volatile world. And Miser just lost all his powers, so we're not winning. Unfortunately, we're not. We're losing, yeah. We're in that the angst phase right now. Maybe we'll get there soon.
君がいた世
The
界
world's ending, Miser's lost his powers, I've been kidnapped by Yandere, like it's all going down the shitter. A sad world that ushers in death by simply existing within it. No longer non-human. Having become a human. No longer human. Ningen shikaku. If I set foot inside and the result of that, I know better than anyone what would happen. However, still. Okay, we should also think about this rationally, though. Like, I understand your enthusiasm, and I appreciate your enthusiasm, Miser, but at the same time, please don't... Well, I'm going to go anyway! Even if I die. I don't want you to die. I want to save her. I need to save her. I am going to save her. Repeating this in my head, my hand reaches toward the gate. From behind, Rindo restrains my body and drags me back to the shop. Then... Yeah! Tell him, Rindo! Tell him! Tell him what's what. Be like, you've got to cherish your humanity, sir. Now that you're here, please think like a human. He slams me against a wall and punches me clean across my face.
なんで何も言わないんだ。今の君に何ができる。この僕にすら劣るような君に
Dang.
彼女が助けられると思ってるのか。
Rindo takes a big breath, then tightly clenches his fist.
頼れよ、僕たちを。
Rely on us. Your friends, other non-humans, and this one human that happens to be heavily involved with non-humans.
ここで君があの世界に向かったところで無駄死にだ。僕たちの仲間が一人消えるだけ。彼女だけじゃなく、君は僕たちに友人すら失わせるつもりなのか。
Tell him what's what, not Miser. Tell him what's what, Rindo. You know, Rindo's, if I remember correctly, Rindo's always been this kind of character in the other routes too, where he's the voice of reason. He's the voice of reason in all the other routes as well. Maybe not his, because his kind of focus on him and watches him spiral out of control for a little while. But all the other ones, I'm like, good. Rindo is a good choice. Rindo is a very good choice. This unusual anger of his shakes my mind violently. I look at the gate. If I'm being honest, I just want to jump in this very second. I don't care if I die. I need to save her. That's all there is. But right now, if I died now, it wouldn't help her at all. His yelling reminds me of that reality and allows me to find my composure after I'd lost sight of what I need to see. I rub my stinging cheek, taking a deep breath, and let out a laugh, sudden and awkward.
ちょっと殴る力
I'm human now
強すぎ
too,
る
man. No bar's hell on that
これ
window.
一応
Oh, we gotta knock the sense into you,
病み上がりなん
Miser,
だけ
because
ど
you're real thick-headed.
困った魔王様にはこのぐらいのお灸がちょうどいいだろ。
Rinda's arm, gripped to my collar, begins to relax his strength. Then we start talking about what happened, including the time I was absent. Almost made it. I tried to take a drink and take a bite of food in that that time. Kotone went missing most likely the night before last. From what I heard from you, it was around that time that the young man called Noah dragged her into the gate. We arrived at Enchante the next day. After realizing she was missing, we put our efforts into trying to locate her. At that time, innocent Kanas who had been searching for you also returned to Enchante. We made a thorough sweep of the surrounding area, then the entire town, but there was no sign of her anywhere we looked. As a result...
ゲートにかかったプレートは
Yeah, because they've got some
オ
weird
ープンのまま。
spatial ability to turn on and turn off the gate from afar on the other side.
つうことは、ああ、やはり異世界に向かったのだ。
I got spirited away again!
ゲートを一人で自分からくぐるとは思えないし、
Kororo?
やっぱり天崎島の時みたいに変な現象で飛ばされたのかな。
Yeah, the Andre phenomenon reached through alternate universes to come to me and drag me through the gate.
だろうな。帝が開発したという装置が反応を示した以上、飛ばされた先はミシェルのいる世界が最も可能性としては高いはずだが、それも断言はできん。
一番手がかりになりそうな装置の録音機能とやらも大半が雑音ばっかりだったしな。
As Ignis said this, the device is installed by Mikado. Maybe influenced by your world, or maybe just a coincidence. They most likely didn't pick up any decent sounds.
しゃねえ。できることからやるしかねえな。片っ端から探しに行くとしようぜ。
現状の我らにできることはせいぜいその程度だな。
Hold on. I just came to this realization. It makes sense, I guess, that this is the true route, right? The locked route. But there's an irony where it's like, oh, you've got 5 characters you can choose from, 5 different routes, right? 5 bachelors that you can romance and go down in their routes. And there's 5 non-humans and 1 human, aka Rindo. Then we go down everyone's route, and even in Rindo's route, he turns to a non-human by the end. So it's like, oh, everyone's a non-human. Now we get to Miser's route, and it's like, oh man, guess what? Like, they're not. We're gonna change him back to human again. I just realized. I guess the what's the word? The build up, unless he goes back to being non-human again, or has powers of some sort in the end. But I would, I think it would be. We save Kotone, save the world, do all the cliche shit, right? But I would be fine with Miser just being a normal human. He deserves that. He deserves to have just like a calm life where he's not ruining him. I could fix it. No, I'm I'm not saying I can fix him. I said he deserves. I don't even have to be in his life, okay? I would be sad if that's how it ends, but I don't even have to be in his life. I don't have to influence him whatsoever. Him being a human and just being able to like relax and not worry about turning people to fucking ash and being alone, like, I think that would be a good ending for him. But I just came to that realization where it's like they market it as 4 non-humans, 1 human, and even still the 1 human gets turned into a non-human by the end of his route. And here we are, we're like, oh, we're gonna take a non-human, turn him human. Thus, Canes went to Medio, Ignis went to Bestia, each returning to their home world to try and find her. But sometime after they both had left, an abnormality occurred. Suddenly, a fierce ringing sound assaulted the ears of the entire world, and with that signal, another fissure! Those fissures made an appearance in the human world. Of course, they damaged their surroundings, but it was in some areas, Spartoy even appeared, causing a major panic. Everything was in chaos. Government agencies globally, including the GPM, were overcome. Even worse, the gate at Enchante and the GPM's wormhole. All connections around this world to alternate worlds were overwritten and only provided connection to your world. It's likely that gates in other worlds were no exception from this. That means Canes and company can't return to the human world. Oh, they're locked away. Fuck. And that's why Rindo's here. The human world. Realizing the situation at hand, in this world and others, Miser sighs and nods.
つまり終わりの世界による各世界への侵食。
You know, I kind of like his color palette change better. I like that darker, more muted purple. Not to say that the pink didn't look like the pink, I guess, gradient, the pink hues didn't look good, but I think I like this one better. Even though he's still got his weird little jacket on.
世界の侵食、言えて妙だね。ところで、今ミシェルの言った終わりの世界って。
Oh, it's that erosive world.
ああ、俺が勝手にそう呼んでるだけだけどね。便宜上、俺の本当の世界の呼び名だよ。
なるほど。それにしては、名は体を表すというか。
Well, death and dying are the only things that happen in that world. I'm aware of that more than anyone. Miser grumbles and holds his temple.
ともかく、その世界の侵食について、まずは原因の特定をするべきだと思ってね。
起き抜けで悪いんだけど、ミシェル、今から GPM に。
原因というか、きっかけなら分かってるよ。
Putting Rindo's surprise aside, Meister takes a deep breath and speak these words firmly. It's as if he's telling himself for the first time as well.
あの世界が本当に狙っていたのは人間界ただ一つ。そればかりか、人間界の中の
Yeah.
俺たちも
I don't know why he knows about me and why he wants me, but he's stolen me away.
淡きことね。
琴音ちゃん。
そう。終わりの世界が彼女という存在を求めた結果がこの
I'm sorry, cut him off. Cut him off. I'm sorry, Meister. And after receiving more information, Rindo summarizes what he said, despite his confusion.
つまり君の住んでいた終わりの世界。
It's the world.
それには
What?
もともと人格のようなものが宿っていて。
Is that a personification of the world? What? Ah, no, I hit the button again. I was going to take a drink and take a bite of food anyhow, but I will do so. I will do so now. Okay.
それがノアと名乗り、彼女を自分の世界へと呼び込もうと人間界へ侵食したっていうこと？
Rindo speaks awkwardly, and Miser quietly nods with no trace of hesitation. Astonishment. He had no other words to respond with.
俺だって未だに驚いてるよ。数万年あっちに住んでても全然気がつかなかったわけだし、どういう理屈でいつからあの世界に人格が宿って、何がきっかけで彼女を
Was it your own anguish?
正直さっぱりだよ。
It feed off of you because it looks kind of like you. You're the only living being in that world, and your own anguish for however long. And not only that, but then your hope from meeting her. Gosh darn it. Can't eat my baked potato in peace. For the time being, putting the conclusion simply,
一つの世界そのものが意志を持った人外で僕らの敵ってことか。
such a thing can make a man like Rindo pray. However, just because of this, neither has the personality to give up.
あの世界に普通の人間が向かったとしてどのぐらい生きていられる？
Well, considering Miser said within, I think, the first day or the first half day, something like that, half of the people he came to that world with died. So probably not very long.
長く持っても
Mm-hmm.
24時間。ただそれはあくまでも配下、確実な死までの時間。基本は苦痛で指一本も
Ooh,
動かせない。
sounds riveting. I'm so excited.
ノアは彼女を殺さないと言ってたし、そこだけは例外だと思いたいけど。
And the truth is, Kotone was still physically active for a while after entering that world. But, despite that, there's no guarantee that Noah won't harm Kotone. It doesn't change her dangerous situation.
カヌスとイグニスがいないなら、残った戦力は俺と君の二人だけ。
The miser Rindo combi.
あれ
Yeah, he got
そういえば
catnapped
イル
too.
は一回も話に出てこなかった。
Everybody's been kidnapped.
ああ、伝え忘れてごめん。イルも展開に彼女を探しにね。
そっか、
Really?
イルも。
Really? I'm pretty sure he got kidnapped. After thinking everyone internally, Miser solidifies his determination again.
ともかく、彼女を救うためには、終わりの世界に行く必要がある。無策で突っ込むことはしないけど、その意志を曲げるつもりはないよ。
ああ、わかってる。僕だって彼女を助けるために全力を尽くすよ。
Rindo nods in agreement.
ミシェル、さっき僕が言いかけた件、GPM でのことなんだけど、彼女を助けることにつながると思う。その下準備をしてもらうから、少し電話をしてくる。ちょっと。
Rindo scans the outer wall of Enchante, which fortunately has not been affected by fissures, then presses the call button on his phone.
ああ、ミシェルが目覚めたから、例のものの準備を進めるよう、帝に伝言してくれる？けど、本当にいいのかな？あのことをミシェルに伝えなくて。
About what? In response to Miser's question, in place of the busy Mikado, the person entrusted with his phone, rather the Demon King.
くどい！あの天使、イルが天界にさらわれたことは、エセ魔王には
I
伏
knew
せて
that
お
was.
け！
I knew. Ah, that would like crush Miser too. Like, especially in this situation, that would just crush him. Since eel was special to him. He roars.
今、エセ魔王は、我が花嫁のことでいっぱいいっぱいだ。
I'm not. You know what? This. Gosh damn it! I hit that button again. Fine, take a drink. This whole fucking route's been everyone like, Kotone's mine! Kotone's mine! I'm stealing her away. It's like, fucking hell. It's the kidnapping route. That's what this route is. It's not Miser's route. It's the kidnapping route.
そこに天使の問題まで挟んだら、キャパオーバーするに決まっている。そもそも、その天使本人が自分のことは後回しにしろと、そうメッセージを残したのだからな。あんなけなげな願いを、俺様たちがかわんで何とする？
まあね。
Well, invasions and her aside, he's pretty good at reading the room. His character isn't so bad either. Rindo's idea of Asmodeus improved. However, if the devices Mikado installed in each room didn't have a sound recording function, they likely would have misunderstood that Eel had also gone to the world of end times.
では展開に戻るぞ。断罪の使徒よ。再接続は後ほどとし、まずは我らが神と再会せよ。今展開には未曾有の危機が訪れている。その本来の姿に戻ったお前の力が必要だ。
Think, at the worst possible timing, Mikado's assistant, no, apparently an angel, Solitus, would reveal his true identity and whisk Eel away to the heavenly world. Of course, Rindo is also worried about Eel, but it's exactly as Asmodeus said.
何よりも琴音とミシェルを
Eel himself, just before being teleported by Solitus, he had left such a message.
まさかあの天使が魔界にも伝わる断罪の天使だとは夢にも思わなかったが。
Yeah, we've kind of got a star-studded cast here. Star-studded lineup of people.
最強の天使である以上、大抵の困難は自力で突破するだろう。そもそもだ。俺様たちに天界へ向かう手段がない以上、花嫁のことを優先するしかないであろう。
Rindo can only nod as Asmodeus' sound argument. As Miser rides in his car and heads to the GPM headquarters. I guess that was the end of the sentence there. I thought that was leading into another part of the sentence. Or at least I thought. Meanwhile, Heavenly World Calm. A garden of a world, a cold environment where change and illogicality are wholly eliminated. Here, hold on 1 second here. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. What did I say? I read this. Oh, I was tripping over the word illogicality. There we go. A garden of a world, a cold environment where change and illogicality are wholly eliminated. Standing at the center, at the far-reaching summit of the tower where the mechanical god dwells. Fine, Emil! The voice that spins immaculate arias. No, we're not shouting. I did not want shouting. Please, no. Now only performed strains of agony. From the threads of light restraining Il's kneeling body flows. Acute pain, directly tormenting the mind. Each time it shoots down, Il's body leaps violently, bending backwards. Yet due to the tangling threads, is not allowed the respite of collapse. No, we're not shouting. No, we're not shouting. Deny. This is the wrong game if you don't want shouting. No, it's the right game because I can click through it. As Il's screams ring out.
神よ、お待ちを。
You're the one that brought him back, Solitus. You're the one that kidnapped him. The apostle of the oracle, Solitus, pauses the heavenly world's ruler who inflicts pain.
断罪の人にこれ以上の負荷をかければ、基本行動にすら支障が出
He's
るか
on
と
a。short circuit.
皇帝
You're damaging the hardware.
神罰の一時中断を決定した。これほどの苦痛でも揺るがぬか。
While the restraints remain in place, his torture, divine punishment, halts as strength leaves Il's body. Since being captured by Solitus and brought before God, his torture was repeated countless times. However, still, he refuses to submit to God.
拒否します。あなたに再接続などします。
I will not give up my personality. I will not turn into
Enchante に
I will not turn into a personified weapon. With no warning, intense pain flows again and sparks fly in Neil's vision.
神よ、何を。
We gotta let him take. We gotta let him feel like, I'm winning, and then get him when he's low.
不快であると表現しよう。己が半身たる私への再接続をなどとのたまうとは。
However, Il still refusing to allow it to happen tells of how meaningless the torture is to him. God determines this right away and employs different means. In the floating world of Kelm, a phenomenon that could never occur, an earthquake shakes the tower. Around the tower, the sky of Kelm echoes with a sound like a scream, along with a howl like someone's voice that shakes the entire world itself. The closest floating sector to the tower. Careens into it. There's a fissure. It's gone. Together with fluttering ash, is instantly swallowed up into a fissure that suddenly appears.
これは一体。
Even God is unable to grasp the situation, collecting information from all angels' minds. However, faster than that, the answer to the phenomenon visits. In the always lit sky of Kelm, a new fissure forms. And a bony hand reaches through? Or not, no. From the gap, much like a hologram, that world's scenery appears. Why is this being broadcast to everyone? Why does it feel like I'm like on the Hunger Games or something? And why is the despair being broadcast to at least the heavenly realm? At the voice flowing from there, Il instinctively raises his head. It was, right now, the image of the two people he most worried about. Miser, carrying Katone, is battered. More than that, Katone is weak and looks like she might stop breathing. During this, Miser talks to her about his cruel past, living in this world he calls the world of end times. Right when he thinks this, the scene quickly
そ
changes.
れなら教えてあげる。
Hatano!
大
Stop!
災害の名は人々と君が僕につけた名はこの世界の名前はノア。それが僕の名前だよ。
A young man suddenly appeared. The young man calling himself Noah persistently pursues Kotone.
バイバイミシェル。
Stab! Right through the heart!
ありがとう。でも今の僕には琴音がいるからもう
Shaking
君
my
はいら
head.
ないんだ。
Shaking my head. He really is Mr. Steal Your Girl. Truly. After stabbing Miser through the chest, he throws his body into the gate. He despairs, leaving Kotone behind. Thanks for the recap. After witnessing this chain of events, that's what I want to say. This chain of scenes. Ew. That's a weird sentence. After witnessing this chain of scenes, Eel, his captured body shakes. Could this be? What happened to Miser? Or could it be a scene that already occurred? However, why? It's Kotone in Miser's world. He immediately understands the reason.
ああ、まさか
Yeah,
あの夜私が拘束さ
everything
れて
kind of fell into place,
彼
unfortunately.
女のそばを離れた
Even if it was like not orchestrated by Solitus, I'm sure Noah was probably like, ooh, she's finally alone. This'll be easy. In front of Eel, who understands the laments. Wait, no! No! It was... Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, because Solitus did come knock at my door to be like, hey, Miser's back. You should go welcome him in the gate room. But the reasoning that they had for that was because the gate room was far enough away and like wouldn't be able to hear Il struggling upstairs. But maybe Solitus, I don't know. Could be Solitus plotting. Could be wrong time, wrong place. And Noah's like, ooh, I can take advantage of this. She's right by the gate. This will be so easy. God calmly observes that scene and produces a conclusion.
今の映像と現象にて理解した。そして事態は予測よりもはるかに深刻だと判断する。
Yeah, everything's crumbling.
おそらく数時間以内にあの区画に起きた現象がこの
Yeah.
よもや数万年以上の時を経て
神よ、あの世界についてご存知なのですか？
皇帝秘匿情報としていたが
Oops.
状況が状況である。現時点をもってお前たちにも情報を共有しよう。
As God plays in front, a hologram produced with light rises up. While directly into Solitus's mind, as Eel's connection is severed, the information flows as images and sound. Tens of thousands of years ago, in the time of Genesis, when Miser Rex lived as a human, that civilization, that world, an event occurred, collapsing it. Spatial collapse. Without any prior warning, this anomaly of unknown cause occurred. All lives and worlds themselves were swallowed one after another. It became a catastrophe that truly was the end of the world.
現在発生している異常と記録データを
Is
比較
history
する
repeating
限り
itself?
その原因は当時名もなきあの終わりの世界からの侵食が生んだものと予測される。そして人間はその大災害の原因を突き止め、あるノアの大災害。
To escape the catastrophe of Noah, humans at the time began a certain project. It was called the Ark Project. Even using technology in this heavenly world, It would be impossible to reproduce the gate they loaded inside. Humans were sent on journeys to other worlds, using arcs to travel through space-time. It was a project to discover new lands, unaffected by the catastrophe of Noah, that humanity itself could migrate to. On some ships, the strong obtained a greater right to speak. Some ships were loaded with many seeds to develop cultures based on nature and the world they migrate. Oh! Oh man! And that's why whenever they had like in Conus's route, whenever it's like, oh, we've done these tests, it's like this plants of human origin. It's all coming together. Some ships were loaded with many seeds to develop cultures based on nature and the world they migrated to. Some ships were loaded with advanced science and technology from the human world. Each ship would reach its own world to build their own unique civilization. In the end, the human world was reduced to 8% of its population at the time. Avoiding total extinction, a different development, a new civilization was built and the world restored. In other words,
この展開をはじめとしたいくつもの異世界は人間界から分かたれたと言っても過言ではない。
yeah.
さらに人間界において人外と呼称される生物は蘇は箱舟にて流れ着いた人間であり、彼らがあらゆる可能性の進化を遂げた存在であると推測。このカエルムで私に生産される天使も同様にな。
天使が
I think we came to this conclusion in Eel's route too. As to show evidence, God reveals the history of Kelm, as well as the process of materials to create angels. The crisis visited upon Kelm, the collapse due to angel annihilation. He speaks of the project for salvation, the plan to absorb humans as materials for angels. Based on the information from God, Soltis continues the conversation.
その救済実現のため、我らは幾度となく実験を繰り返してきた。救済用のホールを天界から人間界へとつなげるために。
だが、それが裏目に出たようだ。終わりの世界を
You take forever to talk.
人
I'm
間
sorry.
界や我が天界へみすみす近づけることになるとは。
Il couldn't ignore the words of God and raise his voice against him.
どういう意味ですか？
我らの行った実験は空間の境界を揺るがし、各地あるいは各世界にホールを頻発させるという影響を与えた。デューカイ・ベスティア、あの世界がいい例だろう。他世界に比べてホールの発生頻度が異常なほど多いのは我人間界へのアプローチはそれほど高精度に行えていなかったはずだが、おそらくあの終わりの世界とやらはそれを中継点として利用し人間界へと接近したと思われる。
現にお前の回収成功を見越し、救済人間界天崎島上空で行ったホールの最終構築実験では、終わりの世界がその間に割り込んでいる。
There's all this dialogue now, and I'm gonna have to start talking again now that I want to eat, right?
神よ、
Nope. Keep
提
talking.
供
Keep,
されたデー
please,
タと
please continue.
あ
Continue
の映像
talking.
の内容を照合するに、自身そのものを終わりの世界だとノアだと名乗ったあの男は
皇帝、世界の核に近しい存在と判断できる。繰り返される執着を意味する発言から予測するに、どうやら終わりの世界ノアは淡き琴音を狙って人間界への接近を試みたようだ。その身柄確保が侵食開始の決め手となったか。ゲートの間に誘導したのは握手であ
Indeed,
る。
it was. Okay, so you weren't in cahoots. You're just stupid.
よもや あの凡庸なる娘に我らを脅かす脅威との直接的な関連があるとは。
How indifferently God and Saul to speak of this. The world at end times, Noah was aiming for Kotone. The heavenly world's experiments ended up lending a hand to Noah drawing closer. And that night, to recover him, Saul sent Kotone to the gate. As a result, drawn into that world, Kotone, trying to protect her miser. Time to get angry. In his chest, blood and heat. A feeling he can't express rises. When he realized it, he had forgotten about being captive.
ふざけるな。
Uzagena! Don't toy with me.
何？
ならば今ミシェルや琴音が苦しんでいるのは何もかもがこの展開あなたたちのせいじゃないか。
Ooh. Anger. Also shouting, he throws away the calculations of his mind and shouts as his heart tells him to.
よくも名ばかり
Oh
の
my
救
god.
済などのためにそんな身勝手な理由で。
それじゃあさ、君の名前は？俺の名前は
The friendship
ミシェル
between
って言
these
うん
two
だけど。
makes my heart feel so warm. Both Miser and Eel. The connection that they've built for these two characters makes my heart very warm.
そう、彼のことを少し俺に任せてもらっていいかな。
私の仲間を家族を。
Not caring if it tears up his body, Eel desperately writhes, snarling at God, the culprit. However, his mind is unable to keep up with the massive shocks to his brain. The moment he breaks through the restraints, Eel loses consciousness and collapse.
我が最高傑作たる個体が見苦しい。深刻な不具合が発生していると
You
判断できる。
short-circuited him. I was telling you this. You short-circuited him.
ソリトゥス、ロより専用培養層へと霊力を送る。そこへ断罪の使徒を幽閉、休眠させよ。
Put him to sleep. Put him to sleep just makes me think, oh yeah, we gotta put him down. I'm sure it means like to actually have him rest. But it just makes me think. But yeah, we gotta put him to sleep. Be sure to make sure you put Eel down.
回復次第、次回の神罰でこそ再接続を申請するよう、通覚などを高める処理を行う。
了解。見心のままに。
So this is your chance to redeem yourself. And for your actions. By making sure Eel gets away.
おいおいおい。
Hey, it's epilogue.
空に映ったあの映像が何かと思ってダメ元で塔へ盗聴を仕掛けちゃ見たがまたとんでもねえ事実と状況を知っちまったな。
You should help out. You're pretty cool. Going back in time, Miser went along with Rindo and arrived at the GPM headquarters. All personnel are desperately dealing with the abnormalities occurring worldwide, and angry shouts ring out from time to time. Led by Rindo, everyone gathers in one place.
いやあ、魔王様。本当に人間になっちゃったんだね。
Yeah, had a slight little makeover.
ああ、正真正銘、ただの人
You should
間
go
だ
get a
よ。
haircut.
そっか。なんというか。とにかく僕も驚きだよ。ね、クーちゃん。でも、目が覚めて本当によかった。
Mikado and Karia. Kororo. Wiser could have predicted this assembly. However,
やっと来たか。魔界では世話になったな。エセ魔王。ん？ああ、いや、待て待て。もはや貴様に魔力はないのだったな。
nope. Even weaker than Rindo now.
ならば、あえてこう呼んでやろう。魔王改め、魔力の抜けた王。
Thanks.
略して、
You know,
魔抜け王。
you know he has a name, right?
これもきっと魔界で散々俺様をビビらせてくれた報いに違いない。
Can you stop?
うるさい。
Oh my gosh.
黙ってろバカ魔王。
Thank you, Karia. Thank you. Oh, you're such a good boy. I love you. You're so good.
いただろうか。
Good. Shut up, Asmodeus. Karia firmly. Karia's firm kick to the shin, digging into a weak spot, stops Asmodeus' high energy. Shut up.
先代の勇者と同じく俺様最大の弱点を。
Shh, be quiet. You must have heard a lot. Asmodeus collapses with force and rolls around in agony on the spot.
やはり年の割にはなかなかやるではないか。
Karia takes no shit. Karia is like, I'm done with you. Stop, sir. Sir, please shut your mouth.
どうだ、これを機に魔王軍に入らぬか。よ、
誰が入るか。
Yeah. Get him, Kororo. Yeah, headbutt him, but not with love.
ほんと痛いぞ。
Good. Stepped on by a middle schooler. Stepped on by a middle schooler. The man, ruler of the demon world, is also headbutted by the sealed-like demon beast. What a great scenario. Two of my favorite characters beating up one of the most obnoxious ones. It'd only be better if it was Drummy. This is the real Demon King, whose title I borrowed. Right. It's because my appearance after using mimicry happened to look like that. Maybe I made a mistake in choosing an occupation to misrepresent. Miser looks down at him and slightly regrets his past choice. Okay, we've got our moment of humor. Karia and Kororo to my rescue. Afterward, when Asmodeus stands back up with teary eyes, the discussion finally begins. Although perhaps because Rindo had sent word beforehand, sharing information with Mikado and everyone went very quickly.
終わりの世界への突入。
We gotta save Kotone!
普段なら何なんて無茶ぶりをというところなのだけど、
But
完全に死を無効化してほしいというわけでなければ、ある程度は実現可能だね。
本当に。
うむ、こんな状況で嘘はつかな
I
いと
would
も。
hope you wouldn't lie in a situation like this. Mikado hits his chest with full confidence. He then removes something from a medicine bag on the nearby desk.
これは
Oh, it's that... It's that... What's the word? Like, disable? Disable non-humans?
人外抑制
Yeah,
薬
suppressio.
サプレシオ。人外のみが持つ特殊な力を抑制し、行動を制限する薬さ。
詳細は省くけど、普段は危険な人外への対処に使っていてね。
あの世界が正
Would
真
we just pump this
正銘
gas into the
ただの
the
世界
world
と
of
いう
end
のな
times?
ら、この薬は何の意味もない。ところが、だよ。君からの情報を聞く限り、あの終わりの世界、ノア君は、世界という名の形をとった。
Mikado says it with a grin, and Rindo standing next to him responds.
形はともかく、生きた人外である以
It's a
上、
living non-human being. Non-human, then it should work.
ノアの世界。いや、体に対しても、
We
サプレ
just
ション
start
は有効って
we
ことだ
just start sticking in like long hoses into every fissure that opens up and we start pumping in suppressio.
そういうことだと思う。まあ、さすがにあの世界に薬を散布して攻撃っていうのは体積的に無理だけど、君の肉体に投与して受けるダメージの影響を軽減するのは
Wearing it
可能
like
だろ
armor?
うね。
Mikado announces that to do that, it was improved to liquid form based on data gathered from ash and atmosphere until now.
俺とこのアホ魔王はそのテストのために呼ばれたってわけ。試しにちょっと一滴触ってみたら完全に体から力が抜けちゃったし。
自慢ではないが、
For a single
俺様は
moment,
一瞬意識が飛んだほどだ。
it was just so strong, you know? I did my best.
本当に自慢にならないね。
まあ、とにかく投与する場合は純粋な人間にしか
It
できない
just
し、
so happens, Miser, you're a pure human now.
この作戦を実行できて、かつ終わりの世界に突入できるのは、おそらく全人類の中でただ一人。ミシェル君、君だけだ。
俺だけ？
Well, you have not experience. I guess yes, experience. Experience and knowledge of it. Now you're fully human, so it's like it's your rat or something. Mikado nods and gives him a serious look.
異形になり果てたとはいえ、君は終わりの世界で唯一生き残った人間。だから、あの世界がもたらす死に最低限の耐性くらいはあるんだよ。
君以外の普通の人間にこれを投与して送り出したところで数分しか持たな
Well,
い。
you might last a few hours to a day. Enough time to get Kotone.
だから僕もついていきたいところだけど、
We gotta
そう
send
う
you
ま
in
くは
solo.
いかないみ
Because
たい
it's
だ。
like your rat or something. I see. In tens of thousands of years, that world produced no survivors aside from Miser. Reality isn't so easy as just taking a drug. Yet still, seeing there is at least a little hope to stay in Kantone. This was a godsend to Miser.
ただ、逆に聞きたいのだけど、君は大丈夫なのかい？あくまでこのサプレッシオは応急措置。もっとひどい言い方をすれば、悪あがき。効果だってい
He
つ
was
まで
going to
続く
run in
か
there
わ
by
からない。
himself without any help and any plan anyhow, and it's like, it's fine if I die. So, I still think he was going to do this.
だというのに、そんな薬だけを頼りに、
If it's for
それで
Kotone,
も君は
I'll
た
do
っ
anything.
た一人で、あの絶望に満ちた世界へ足を踏み入れるというのかい？
なあ、少しのためらいもないよ。俺は必ず彼女を助け出してみせる。
Beyond anguish, beyond hell. Understanding the difficulty that awaits, it didn't matter. With hope dismissing despair, he takes his suppressio without hesitation.
ではエセ魔王、
No,
出
please.
発前に
No, it's
俺
okay.
様からも貴様に激励を。
It's okay. You don't have to. It's okay.
よーし、じゃあアンシャンテに戻ろうか。
じゃあね
聞いてください。
No!
お願いします。
Kaya, kick him in the shit again! At his begging, Miser reluctantly turns around. However, whenever he actually looks, there on Asmodeus' face, none of his pathetic horror remains.
いいか、貴様は偉大なる俺様を語り、不尊にも魔王を名乗っていた身だ。だが、偽物でも魔王ならば魔王らしく、真の魔王たる俺様のように。
I don't know if I want anyone else to act like you.
欲しいものは、その手で奪い取れ。
When told this, Miser's confused for a moment. Naturally, of course. Like a demon king, he makes a fearless smile. After this, Miser slips through the streets. There was confusion everywhere. Brought back to Enchante by Rindo. These sentences are getting more and more muddled. For the departure to the world of Untimes, they stand in front of the door leading to the gate room in Enchante. Due to the absence of its owner and regulars, the shop is incredibly lonely. Only Rindo is here to see Miser off.
じゃ、行ってらっしゃい。可愛いマスターとの帰還を待ってるよ。それと、うっかり死なないように。君が死んだら、軽口を叩く相手がい
Yeah, I
なく
got
なる。
another human friend now.
俺はもう魔王ネタ使えないから今後の返し方に困っちゃうな。
Saying this, Miser holds out a clenched fist to Rindo. Rindo understands the meaning of this and takes the same pose.
行ってきなよ、悪友。元魔王らしく、大暴れしてきちゃえ。
そっちこそ人間界もいろいろ危ないんだ
This
し
friendship is fun
自分の
too.
身は自分で守りな
Miser
よ。
and Rindo and Miser and Eel. Those are I like these two friendships. They bump their fists together. Miser stands in front of the gate, ready to enter the world of end times. Then he injects the needle with the suppressio into his arm. A light pain spreads through his arm, but there are no major changes. Because he's already a genuine, ordinary human.
さて向こうは世界そのものなんてラスボス以上に反則級な敵。対してこっちは無力な人間がたったの一人。具体的な救出プランすら考えてない。というわけでなかなかに絶望的な状況だけど。
It's my route, and I'm the hero, and I'm going to save the damsel in distress. It'll happen. Miser, out of habit, makes his usual gesture of fixing the robe he used to wear.
ま、適当にちょちょいっと。なんとかなるさ。
You survived this long just winging it, so. With the words he said to his friends on Amasaki Island in his heart, the search for the beloved owner, he sets foot into the world of end times. End of chapter. We're moving on to chapter 6 now. We might be able to finish it tonight. Oh, not chapter change, just a cutscene. Where are we? 2 hours and 15 minutes? This chapter is taking longer. Unless we're about to hit the end of the chapter. I want to go home. To the shop. To Enchante.
そっか。じゃあ、その願いを叶えてあげる。
You actually gonna send me home? Or are you gonna be like, here, I'll recreate this for you? Or just go to sleep, I'll let you dream it.
あのアンシャンテがあれば、君は
Or is it? No, don't. Oh, is he gonna open a wormhole and just be like, here's your shot?
ずっ
You happy?
とずっと僕と
Don't agree. Don't agree, Kotone.
一
He's
緒
gonna
に
do
いて
some
くれるんだよね。
bastard loophole shit. Miser, come find us. The moment he sets foot inside, he feels stinging on his skin.
はあ、入った途端に血ヘド吐く。
That's, you know,
他にならなく
it
てよ
sounds like
か
it
っ
wouldn't be
た。
pleasant, so I'm glad it didn't happen either. Right as Miser mumbles the words, he sees that the suppressio is having an effect. And the ash blowing in the wind.
ミシェル、戻ってきてたんだね。
Yeah, I've come back.
ノア。
As if nothing happened, the enemy who took Kotone takes form. It's natural, all things considered. One could say that this place is his body. It doesn't matter where one tries to hide. They would always be found. Also, attacking this body wouldn't affect him, as the world itself. In that case, Miser decides that he shouldn't provoke him. Extracting information is the best plan.
ミシェル、どうして戻ってきたの？
I came for Kotone?
どうしてって、君がそれを聞いちゃうの？
うん。だって、わからないから。せっかく僕が人間界で幸せになれるようにって、その姿をプ
I
レゼ
could
ント
never
した
be
の。
happy without Kotone by my side. Knowing that you've stolen her away in your yandere obsession with her, I could never live a happy life as a human. Or any form. His honest confusion and his sense of kindness are wrought with ill intent.
じゃあ、それに答えるために、こっちも質問。琴音は生きてる。
生きてるよ。この世界と、いや、僕
No,
そ
I
の
don't
も
want
の
to
と
be assimilated.
同化しつつ、
No,
どうか
I don't want to assimilate with you, Noah. This sounds like a euphemism. His understanding couldn't keep up with Noah's words. But without regard to his response, Noah seems like he could start singing, as he seemed to have a happy tone about him.
そう。彼女は今、不要な人の姿を失いつつあるんだ。
Bro!
最後に残されるのは意識のみ。
No!
彼女の意識と僕の意識。
Eh.
彼女と僕はまさに一心同体。
No! Stop!
共にこの乾ききった永遠を生きてくれる。
I don't want to. Please don't.
僕を孤独から救ってくれるんだ。
なるほど。それが君が彼女に望むことか。
Noah's feelings for Kotone. It's clearly a train of thought birthed by pure insanity, and despite a chill running up his back, Miser lets out a small sigh and continues his words.
それじゃあ、俺も君の質問に答えるよ。なぜ俺がこの世界に戻ってきたか。君の敵として、俺ははっきりと正々堂々と言わせてもらう。救われたかどうかなんて関係ない。俺は君と同じく、ただひたすら彼女を求めて。
Faced with this, Noah's expression does not change.
そっか。どうせできやしないんだ。特に止めたりはしな
Try
いよ。
as you might, you can't do anything. His ashen body scatters, and he quietly disappears in front of Miser. No. To be precise, he began to observe Miser from both land and sky. He probably thinks that Koltona can't be found, and is confident in that assumption.
この何もない灰の大地から彼女を見つけ
Close your eyes and follow your heart, Miser. In the past, such a feat wasn't fulfilled for tens of thousands of years, and he gave up. Even when he learned to stand again, it took more than a few years. And now, in this moment, he has to do it all before Kotone's time limit arrives.
とにかく歩いて歩いて歩きまくる。今の俺にはそれぐらいしかできないよね。
There's that one song where it's like, I will walk 10,000 miles and I'll walk 10,000 more. Was it 5,000 or 10,000? I don't know. Walk and walk and walk. Never ending. He realizes there's no other play. He solidifies his determination. And Miser once again sets out on his journey through hell. New chapter? Nope, another cut. Another cut. It's a long chapter.
あんまりだよ。僕から君を奪おうとするなんて。ミシェルは贅沢者だ。これ以上
He's
何
not
を
greedy.
望
You're
む
the
ってい
greedy
うんだ
one. You stole me. It's dark. I don't know where I am. He's the world of end times itself. That's what Noah told me. Each time he speaks gentle words, my body slowly crumbles away. At first fingertips, next feet. What silently approaches the collapse of my body is fear. Not feeling pain is actually terrifying. I was quiet the whole time until he spoke to me. But the word miser he uttered finally caused me to raise my head. There, with childish expression, tilting his head, looking much like miser, but very different in expression.
不思議だよね。彼の考えていることがまるでわからない。僕とミシェルの何が違うのかな。僕だって彼と同じく
Really now?
もともとはただの人間だったのに。
Human. When I instinctively asked, Noah smiles happily. You want to know more about me? Here, let me monologue for
僕のことを
you.
知りたいって君はそう思ってくれるの？
Yeah, sure, Noah.
それなら君には特別に見せてあげる。
Show me.
もちろん僕の記憶だよ。
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. What a foreboding CG. Oh no. No, is he gonna reach into my heart? Is this like that dream I had? Oh my gosh, that dream in the very beginning. Oh my gosh, the quickest way to apparently Kotoni's heart is through her sternum. Quietly with no sound, Noah extends his hand. Much like a dream I saw before, it melts into my chest. Oh, no. I might be the one being drawn into his ash body.
さあおいで。僕の記憶の世界。
I don't want to become a part of the hive mind. Much like singing a lullaby, with a soft voice slowly, my consciousness is invited into memories of ash. With a prickle, my closed eyes react to the light ahead. The radiance is too strong. It won't allow me to sleep. Praying that it won't injure my eyes, I slowly push my eyelids up. There I notice I'm standing in a place I don't recognize. Strange light spills around me. Mysterious symbols written on the walls and floors move like they're alive.
うわーすごいな。まさかこんな場所に何の才能もない僕が連れてきてもらえるなんて。
I recognize my voice, and I finally realize. Right now, I'm me, but not me. I'm seeing Noah's memories through his eyes. I have no horns, wings, or anything. A common, normal human, unaware of the concept of non-humans. It's a time where he was an ordinary human. A sad memory. His line of sight traces the surroundings, then goes to a man wearing a black robe walking next to him. The human Noah speaks to the unknown man with a smile.
ここって各分野に特化した専門家しか入れないっていう祭壇ですよね。最近発見された異世界についても調べてるっていう。本当に僕なんかに手伝えることがあるんですか？
The man doesn't speak, but nods. A time when Miser and Noah lived as humans, an era called Genesis. Science and technology like a sci-fi movie, with magic of every form of the mysterious. Such things exist like they're natural, grafted into people's everyday lives. It was a civilization overflowing with wealth and brilliance, not unlike a city of gold. It seems Noah's memory here is before Miser's birth, likely a few decades earlier. At the time, the human world had just barely recognized the existence of other worlds. Beyond space-time, completely different, unknown worlds. At this, many admired the romantic sound of it. Large numbers of people, with pure curiosity, began research all the ways in which they could be reached. Born into this era, Noah,
異世界か。行ってみたいな。
was truly ordinary, with a bit of yearning at the sound of other worlds. Quiet and gentle, young, family-loving man was brought to this place when he became an adult. This place called an altar was something like a head temple, consolidated the technology of Genesis. The people working here follow the faction they belong to, and their specialized facilities for research. Noah was brought to this altar by someone from one of these factions. From what he said, he was scouted directly by this faction and was starting to work here.
ちょっとしたデータの整理なら得意だったけど、天才と呼ばれるほどの技量はもちろんないし、どうしてそんな僕が祭壇に？
Because you're going to be sacrificed. I think. That's what my instincts are telling me, at least. While filled with such questions, Noah was genuinely happy. If he could be involved in work related to the other worlds, even a little, as a sincere man, he thought of ways to repay the faction that selected him. anything his ordinary self could do. To give it everything he had, he worked fervently every day, without even a shred of doubt that it was all for nothing. His cruel fate began to visit him several years after starting work.
これが異世界へ続く空間の穴。
Created by his faction as a prototype, Noah had come to study what is now called an artificial wormhole. If you're that interested, you should take a closer look. At the suggestion of someone in his faction, Noah, careful not to fall into the wormhole, cautiously approaches, peeks inside. Of course, its inside can't be perceived, and he doesn't know the destination. However, humanity would eventually move through these gaps in space to go on adventures to other worlds. He heard that presently, other factions were already developing means with which to move through them. Just imagine the sight. Noah's eyes glimmered like a child. Then he, by someone from his faction, the man who had scouted Noah that day, shoved him from behind. Before Noah could even understand what had happened, Noah's body, with no means to stop, was sucked into the wormhole before his eyes. It was too abrupt. It only took moments. The men who pushed Noah and started snickering on the spot. I put the tracking spell on him. If successful, it's a big achievement for us. You found a great disposable pawn and such. That's right. His scouting was all for this moment. The people in that faction didn't have the slightest interest in him for his scholarly talents. They only dreamed of bringing about a new era of otherworldly travel. Their sense of ethics had long collapsed. They were but a group of mad scientists. To them, Noah was just a check that the human body could endure travel through space-time. He was a test subject. There was no reason for choosing him. It was nothing but happenstance. After this treatment, Noah was swallowed in the waves of space-time for quite a duration, and he was ejected into nothingness. There was no life, land, or atmosphere. Something before the world takes shape. A space of nothing. After arriving there, Noah, much like Miser, no more than him in the worst possible way, he lost his human form. Unable to even scream in pain. Endless expansion of his body. Enough to fill that space of nothingness that should have no bounds. With that pause, he stretched. Until a certain time, his expansion finally stopped. However, at the price, his body withered completely. As a result, no, don't start shouting. I know, it's awful, I get it. That's right. Noah didn't suddenly become a personality inhabiting this world. He didn't wash up on this world and end up combining with it.
積もる灰の大地は砕け散った僕の残骸。聖者を苛む乾いた大気は僕の呼吸。
Hey, that's your breath. You should brush your teeth, dude.
ミシェルが環境適応として異形になり果てたのと同じように、僕は終わりの世界という世界そのものになり果てたんだ。
What's likely the voice of Noah now, showing me the memories echoed out. That was a signal for me to wake up. Like peeling away from Noah's body that I was being assimilated into. I regained my consciousness. Noah.
はあ、やっぱり嬉しいな。僕のことを知ってくれて、すごく嬉しい。ありがとう、ことね。
He in front of my eyes. Looks similar, yet doesn't. To the him I saw in his memories. Of course that's the case. A former human reduced to the world itself. That's Noah's true identity. The form of him standing before my eyes right now is only an illusion created from ash. As though reflecting on it, the agony and despair from that time, Noah's face twists.
辛かったよ。本当に辛かった。せめてもっと 綺麗な世界として生まれればまだ救われていたかもしれない。
Why did you pick me though?
あるいは一層自我や心まで
Or is
消
it
え
just like
て
you? It just so
た
happened
だ
to
の世
be
界にな
me
り
that
果
you
てれば楽
chose.
だったのに、不幸なことに僕は人間としての意識だけは保ち続けてしまった。世界になり果てたという絶望、この過酷な空間に自分しかいない、耐え難い孤独。僕はそれに耐えきれなくて、だから帰りたかったんだ。帰りたくて帰りたくて、家族に会いたくて。
I hate to break it to you. Your family's probably long gone.
だから必死に身を揺らし、元いた人間界へと手を伸ばして。
As if reproducing it, Noah's fingers extend and caress my cheek. Please don't touch me. Then, the moments of the Genesis civilization collapse appear inside my head. Cities crumbling one by one. People sucked into fissures likely connecting to this world. It spreads further and further. Within days, the damage was on the level of most of humanity driven to the abyss of death.
けど僕のその願いは自分でも抑えようのない思った以上の力が働いてしまって、人間界そのものを崩壊させかけてしまった。それは僕の本意じゃないから。僕はただ帰りたかっただけ。こうなったことを誰かのせいにして何かを破壊したいわけじゃないんだ。
He sadly casts his eyes down and gently places a hand on his own chest, like he's caressing his own heart.
でも僕が必死になったおかげなのか、何も悪いことばかりじゃなかった。
With the collapse of the world I caused, humans built arks to escape and survive, and no shouting. I got to meet him. The other humans couldn't endure this world's environment. They all died before I knew it. Only he, despite taking an abnormal form, managed to survive in this world. I was happy from the bottom of my heart that I wouldn't be in solitude anymore. But he in a strange form, me in my world. Probably because we changed form to accommodate different environments, my words wouldn't reach him. He didn't acknowledge me. I was sad. But still, it was better than being alone. I watched over Miser the whole time. Hundreds of years. Thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years.
僕を孤独にしないで。一緒に絶望してくれる人。
We can wallow in pain together.
僕に
Sounds like a great activity.
それだけで十分だったんだ。
Parallel, never to intersect, but at the same time, both in despair. But that modest wish of mine, one day, suddenly, it crumbled away. Where he built grave markers on my body, a small wormhole opened nearby. I saw Miser peek inside it and... Here, you can have this copy. One. Girl from the human world. My homeland. I witnessed the moment she saved him. I immediately thought this.
裏切られた。
I've been betrayed.
なぜ？どう
The
して？
one person that didn't know that I existed here, but we suffered parallelly together, has now been saved.
どうして彼だけが救われるのか。どうして僕だけはそのま
Nobody
ま
knew
な
you
の
were
か。
here, dude.
僕を一人置き去りにして人の心を取り戻した。
The envy and jealousy made me want to tear apart this world. tear apart my own body. And on top of all that, he also found the gate loaded into the ark that fell onto me. Using that, connecting to the human world, he started moving his daily life into Enchante. In this world of end times was nothing but wastelands of ash. He left me. Miser's heart was stolen by Enchante.
ミシェルは僕を再び孤独にした。たとえ温かみのない灰だとしても、たとえ死をもたらす風だとしても、彼をずっと見守り、寄り添っていた僕を
Nestled close to
あんなにもあっさりと
jealousy, envy, hatred. I can't understand or empathize with any of his anguished words. But still, I can tell to a painful degree that his suffering is not fake.
けどそれでもいいんだ。
I know how to be
彼
saved.
が救われた
I'll
んだ。
just take you and you'll
それ
save
も
me.
また僕にとっての一つのしるべなんだから。ね、ことね。君もそう思うでしょ？
Not like this.
彼がミシェルが救われるのなら僕もまた
Potentially, yes.
救われるべきだって。
We've gone about it in a weird way.
ミシェルが手に入れたものなら僕もまた同じく手に入れていいはずなんだ。
With kind, passionate words, Noah. Gently, like touching something beloved, caresses my cheek. I'm unable to move.
だからね、ことね。僕は君
I'm
が
sorry, I'm
欲
already
しい。
spoken for. I'm sorry, you've kidnapped me. I'm not going to. I'm not going to say yes.
ミシェルと同じように僕も君に救ってほしい。一緒にいてほしい。
Splashes coffee on the ground in the ash dimension. Did that help? Who knows? Who knows? We'll just keep. We'll just keep. I'm not sure if you can come to Enchante or not, Noah, but we can keep the door open. I'll pass coffee and sweets in through there. You want a steak? I'll make you a steak too. We got meat products because Agnes comes here. Not like this, Noah.
君のためにできることは何だってしてみせる。たとえ今できないことだって必ずいつか形にして君の思う世界を
You
作って
could
みせ
never
る。
make the world that I want because you stole me away from the world that I want.
だからどうか僕と一緒に、どうか僕も一緒に。
I can't speak. I can't answer. But still, the pure sadness I feel from him, for me to cry tears of sympathy, that sorrow was more than enough.
はあ、ことね。僕は君を何度も求めたんだ。でもそのどれもこれもが君に届くことはなかった。どうしてダメなのか。どうしたら君は僕の手を取ってくれるんだろう。
I don't know, I just couldn't hear you, my dude.
必死に考
You're
えて
in a whole other universe, you know?
来る日も来る日もずっとずっとずっと、そして思いついたんだ。ミシェルが救われるなら
I just want to become wiser.
僕もまた
No, you can never become wiser.
彼になればいいんだって。だからこうして僕は僕を作り上げた。顔も体もミシェルをもとに僕を形作っていって。
そして声も君が気に入ってくれるように
限りなく本
You
人の
can't
声を再
replicate his
現した。
soul, though.
まあ思ったほどうまくはいかなかったけど、でもその強い思いがあってこそ僕は今ま
It
で
was enough to fool
概
me
念
to
的
steal
存
me.
在だった
Okay,
にもかかわらず
I guess you fooled me enough to steal me away, but I think even if you didn't fool me, you still could have stolen me away just fine.
受肉ができたんだ。そのきっかけとしてはミシェルの裏切りも悪い結果ばかりじゃないのかもしれない。そうでなきゃほら僕は
Oh my
琴音
god.
とこうして触れ合うこともできなかった。
Softly, Noah smiles happily from deep within. It's fleeting. It's a sad expression.
ね、ことね。ひたすらに君を求めるこの気持ちはきっと恋とそう呼ぶんでしょう。
Is it love? I don't know. I don't know you. You don't really know me either.
僕はきっと君が好きなんだ。
Straddling the line of love or obsession. A gentle whisper. An unexpected confession. Noah's emotion directed at me. Is the one feeling for someone dear. Is that what it really is?
僕は君が好き。こと
Even I. The same as Noah, not any less than he. I have someone I desperately seek and wish to meet. But I can't say I can't say that name with my mouth.
ああ、そうか。もう声を出すこともできないんだね。でも
Oh
大
my
丈夫
god.
ことね。僕らにはもうそんなもの必要ない。
I'll take good care of you, Kotone. I know exactly what you want. I know exactly what you need.
だって
You don't need to be able to speak
僕たちは
anymore.
一つに
You
溶け合
don't
うん
even
だ。
need to be able to think anymore. Move, think, speak. Those are silly things. I'll take care of everything from here on out.
境も何もない。本当の一つ。
Stop.
さあ、おいで。ことね。僕
Don't
の愛しい人。
Don't beckon me with those
Boku.
those hands.
救っておくれ。
No, I don't want to. If Noah embraces me again, I know the faint senses I still have will I know the senses I still have will quietly vanish. I almost said violently quanish. That point, right? No! No, he's not. The person called Kotone Awaki. Everything will turn to ash and disappear. Body, soul, thoughts, everything. Don't touch me! Do not touch me! Miser, get your ass over here! Hurry up! Yeah. As a person, Kotone Awaki right here has died. What is that supposed to mean? Miser! Come find me! As usual, I have no idea where Kotone is. I can't afford to not take action just because of that, though. For now, I advance toward the place I used to spend my time, by the grave markers. I simply walk on through the clinging ash, continuing through the wasteland. An absurd stroll. A solitary journey without end. If I let down my focus, the ash touching my cheeks will unsettle my consciousness.
サプレッシュを打っても痛みはあるってわけね。
I'd imagine it's a volatile world. In that case, to distract myself from the hurt dwelling in my brain, I dig up memories of Enchante as I walk along. Shrouding myself in the mimicry spell, I finally managed to pass through the gate. My first surprise was the human world was on the verge of ruin, had developed into a form completely different from Genesis. To be honest, At first, I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it was my homeland at all. Then, when I entered the shop, I had met that girl and there was no sign of her. Instead, a man who, despite his refined look, had a hearty voice and personality. So on. He accepted me as a guest with ease, and I was in shock, honestly. But when I saw Connus in the backyard, I understood why he was so accustomed. I had also heard that one was the longest serving non-human here. If possible, I wanted to be the first visitor from another world. Secretly, I've always been a little jealous. Sorry, my Connus is also number one in my heart. When I had gotten used to the shop and world, I met Eel, who had fallen into despair. I had heard of him from a fallen angel I'd attended to before. I knew he was the angel of judgment. At first out of sympathy, then out of feeling responsible for giving him a warped personality, I was concerned. I started looking after him. While I no longer remember them, having family must have felt like this to me before. By the time I realized it, I thought of him as my little brother. Before I knew it, Ignis and Rindo, they became regular customers at Enchante. It was only natural for them to be around. Then, over 15 years passed. I was finally reunited with Katone, who stayed me before. After passing through the gate, the moment I saw her figure and lovely eyes, I knew it was her right away. With too much happiness and emotion, without realizing I had forcefully embraced her body. But it's just how overcome with joy I was. I'm just going to... You may not remember me from 15 years ago. You know, the one demon-like thing that you gave coffee through a wormhole. I don't know, you might not remember that so much. I'm just going to forcefully hug you because I remember you. As I think back, I sense a strange presence. I casually look up at the sky and, as if rebuking me, a sharp wind blows against me.
あれ、もしかして今の全部口に出てた？
In that case, the presence just now.
ノア、
I can't see his form, but he's there. Confident of this, I asked the world.
君、もしかして俺がアンシャンテの話するの嫌いだったりしちゃう？
Yeah, because he's a big baby. And since Enchante made you happy, he can't have that. To me, it was intended as a genuine question. The reply to it was an even stronger gust of wind. With no moderation, the storm. It's violent enough to drop me to my knees.
地味な嫌がらせだね。
But, in reality, it's effective. As an ordinary human now, even the wind, when blowing this strongly, is a worthy threat. At any time, if you wanted, you could create Spartoy to obstruct me. Seeing how he's not, Noah probably doesn't view me as an opponent worthy of that. He must figure there's no way I could save Kotone anyway. He's making light of me.
けど、手を抜いてくれるってんなら、こっちは便乗するまで。
Sorry, but I'm really stubborn.
俺は諦めが悪くてねえ。
I force myself to stand and forcefully press on through the ash storm that obscures my vision. 1 step, 2 steps. Even when I stagger, I move my feet forward with certainty.
ことね、必ず君を。
The moment I take my next step the moment I take my next step forward with enthusiasm, the storm around me suddenly stops.
急に嵐が。
This calm feels unnatural. It's the calm before the big storm. Don't tell me Noah's going to start something? At the thought, I increase vigilance of my surroundings. And from an unexpected place, at the worst timing, it came from inside me. It's almost laughable how I lost strength. I collapsed to my knees on the spot. At the same time, from my mouth, a large amount of blood gushes. The scattered blood is sucked into the ash like it's lapping it up. My phone? I think it was buzzing.
まさかこれ
The Precious effect wore off. When I perceived this, why didn't you bring like multiple vials with you to like re-inject yourself, dude? No shouting! As in the past, the pain I felt while being reduced to that strange form. That despair is revived. No shouting. We can talk about it, but we can't. No actual shouting, please. No screaming. I scream and writhe around. My skin burns. The flesh under my clothes festers. Regardless of inside or outside, my whole body has a sharp pain like it's being torn apart. No shouting. No. With each breath, I spit up so much blood. Because of that, it becomes difficult to inhale. That vicious cycle makes my breath painful. The ash falling onto my body sends deadly poison into me. All of my blood boils. My internal organs die. It hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. So painful, I want to die. Kill me. Yep.
殺すって
An unending pain that creates this desire. It torments me once again. Pathetically, I lose consciousness. For tens of thousands of years, I was living here, as if it was normal to inhabit a place like this, I truly think that the time I spent living it as that strange form was a frightening one. No shouting. My field of vision oozes red. As the poison has been directly injected in my eyes. Stand up. If you don't stand. Scold myself like this, but no shouting. If I move even a little, intense shocks run through my body, as if I'm being punished for it. Stop! In a place like this, he said. I don't have time to stop. I grip my teeth and while groaning, I move my hand. Cup! Cup! I bump into something. In my blurry vision, something that isn't made of ashes emerge. I'm curious about the density I felt. While enduring that intense pain, I lightly squint and... Cup! Special cup. Ah, I see. I thought I dropped it when I was attacked by Noah. So this is where it was. That reminds me. For some strange thing, this thing doesn't turn to ash, no matter what. I think this absent-mindedly.
今の俺には何もないけどいつか必ずもう一度君にこの飲み物のお礼を絶対に絶対に
Seeing it, I remember.
そういえば俺昔のことを語っただけで
That's why you gotta stay alive now.
ちゃんとその時の俺
That's not all.
俺はまだ何一つ彼女に大
What's
切
really
なこ
important?
とを
I haven't told her that I love her
伝
yet.
えてない
A being completely cloaked in lies. That's the being that is me. That's why.
会いたい嘘のない本当の言葉を交わし
したい。君の入れてくれたコーヒーを飲みたい。
Ah, I see. I still have reasons why I can't die. Reasons to stand up and walk. An entire mountain of them. Feelings that overcome the pain well up. Don't shout. No, you got this. I apply strength to my arm. The crack of a bone breaking resounds.
構うもんか。まだ俺は立て
Miser
る。
is filled with the power of determination. I put strength in my leg. The crack of a bone breaking rings once more.
俺はミシェル、アレックスは
I raise my head and glare at the world. I spit out the bloody vomit and boldly smile.
あらゆる世界のあらゆる命が散った唯一生き残った
I will beat the odds yet again!
人間と人外の王なんだから
Shouting. Told you no shouting, Miser. In this world that bestows death upon all, already riddled with wounds, all limbs in my vision. Every part of my body screams out. But who cares about that? To see her, I would pay any price. That's...
たとえ異形になり果ててても彼女を見つけ出してやる
My body trembles enough to make me laugh at myself, but I put strength in and stand. I wipe away the blood flowing over my eyes and mouth and start walking again. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. With certainty, while heading towards death, I advance, seeking a woman I can't see. I shake out the intense pain running through my body with just one feeling. However... Oh my gosh! A large number of Spartoi appear as if covering the whole world, as though mocking my determination and trying to break it. Then...
俺まで再現するとか趣味が悪いね
If that has even reproduced my power, if I go near it, would I instantly turn to ash? I figure this is no time to joke and desperately go to move my feet. Of course, there's nowhere to run. The incarnation of ruin approaches. Cutscene, okay. I will probably make a save here. I'm gonna make a save here because it's a cut. I know we're like in a climactic part, but it's like midnight and I really do need to get to bed somewhat soon. So I'll make a save. Make a save here. And until next time, we will figure out what's going on here because I think it's 6 chapters per character, I think, if I remember correctly. So we're still in chapter 5. We haven't finished chapter 5. Chapter 5 has been really long. Chapter 5 has taken like 2 hours so far. We're not out of it. And I haven't really been like dawdling that much. So let's see here. Times is midnight. Hold on. Let us see here. Okay, yes. Until next time, I'm not sure when next time's going to be yet. I'll try to work on the schedule and I should have it posted by tomorrow. I'm going to be quite busy tomorrow, so I'm not quite sure if I'll have it out. It'll probably be later in the evening. It might be like midnight tomorrow, as usual when it gets posted, right? But I will work on getting a schedule for next week put together and posted tomorrow on Twitter. So if you want to see when that comes out, I have my Twitter linked in my panels below. If you want to go follow me there, I post my schedule. I post my schedule for the week, and I also do going live tweets, and also some random things here and there sometimes. other than that, I don't know what we're gonna do next week yet. I will keep you guys updated on that. And I'm losing my mind. I'm just like, I need to get to bed. I need to get to bed, and I'm just like, I want to know what happens to Misery though. Distracted, but gotta make the decision. This is where we cut it off tonight. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much else, to be honest, but thank you everyone for coming to hang out tonight. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And I will see you guys sometime next week. Bye bye.